the I'm a Fan of podcast, music, comedy, and more.
David Forsyth, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you.
You are new on my radar, but Jesus, I didn't realize you were in so many of the things that I already enjoy. I was looking at the list of people you're playing with. Do you want to rattle them off real quick?
Yeah.
Let's hear it. I'm going to count while you do it.
I play for myself.
Mm-hmm.
I play in my wife's band, Kranky.
Mm-hmm.
I play in Billy Law,
Mm-hmm.
Cory Cross and the Burden, Ottoman Turks sometimes,
Okay.
and Fishboy,
Man.
Denton band.
I feel like any local person that plays in or with Fishboy, that's like a crazy badge of honor.
Yeah.
That dude is so original and so
Yeah.
cool. Eric,
Meishner?
yeah.
Meishner?
Yeah,
he's
been on here. It was a while back, but yeah, dude, he's awesome. And like, it's like a genre that you know, but
Right.
it's totally his.
Yeah, it's 100%.
Stay in front of that just a little bit more. Sorry.
100% original.
Yeah. Did you? How long have you been playing with him? You ducking in and out with a lot of these people, or full-time members with a lot of this?
Really, every show with everybody but Turks, I play full-time with.
Wow.
But
Did you get to do any of his weights giving stuff?
Yeah. Done.
Did you do the most recent one?
I didn't do the most recent one,
Okay.
but I've done the two before that.
Yeah. For people who don't know, he wrote an album called Weights Giving.
Yeah.
And you should just go check out the album. It's a whole theatrical thing. It's incredible. If you don't know Fishboy, it's just unique and original, and you just need to experience it.
Yeah, it's like folk punk storytelling, and all within like what is the mountain, Mount Olympus and the Roman god
Yeah.
stuff. It's like that, but Olympus is Denton.
Yeah.
The Denton Square.
Yeah, so you can go, his album's called Weights Giving, which is a holiday he talks about on the album.
Yep.
And he has made it real in
Yes.
Denton, Texas. And you can actually go do it every year.
It's crazy, and it's
And
more and more recognized
yeah,
every year.
It's pretty great, man. And just like I said, man, like a true original in terms of he's just doing exactly what he wants to do.
Yeah.
No apologies. And it seems to be paying off. It
Yeah.
seems like people love his creative spark.
Every year it's up and to the right, and
You
he's
playing guitar with him, or
I play bass with him.
yeah,
Yeah.
right on, man. That's got to be a fun show.
It's so fun. Some of the Fishboy shows are the funnest. Like just traveling with Paul, and I don't know.
How big of a band are y'all traveling with him?
4-piece.
Okay,
So there's auxiliary like guitar and keys and trumpet, and then Eric on everything that Eric does, and then me and Paul.
yeah. When he was on here, he was talking about how he'd love to do. This was a couple of years ago. He'd love to do a. I don't know what you'd call it, like an interactive one-man show concert kind of thing, where
Yeah.
he can kind of scratch all his little artistic itches instead of, because he is more than just a concert.
It really is.
But I don't know that he has the like the financial backing to do what he would love to do someday.
Yeah, I mean he's built for it. He's built for a one-man show.
Yeah. So if
kind
there's
of
anybody who's
thing.
got money and wants to
Yeah.
help him out,
Invest in Fishboy. We had we did a small Texas run with Cuckoo Kangaroo. It's
Okay.
a child's band, like
yeah.
kind of like the Wiggles a little bit.
okay.
But it was weird. We were opening for them, and they had like a tour bus and
You were opening as Fishboy with them?
as Fishboy.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's nothing like offensive or obscene that a child couldn't hear. You just don't think of it as children's music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not really children's music. Like there's some Fishboy stuff that is so like the songwriting is just devastating.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not necessarily children's music, but it's always appropriate. Every time we walk into Eric's house, there's like building blocks and like there's a rabbit hopping around the house, and he's got this huge like wall-sized calendar in his living room that he rewrites every month. He's he's really super creative.
You know what he is? He's a personality that hasn't found the right like place to fully capture it all. And like, you don't have kids?
No.
Have you heard of these people like Miss Rachel, or an old example would be like Pee Wee Herman,
Okay. Yeah.
where it's like it's just kind of whatever they felt like at the moment.
Right.
He needs, like, couldn't you see him having his own huge channel where
No,
it's like
100%.
today we're doing music, today we're doing a puppet show I decided to write, and
Yeah.
then today we're doing this thing I sketched out. Like, he's just doing stuff.
He's constantly on.
Yeah. When you're performing with this many, because the list you gave me, the ones I know at least, I think the only one I don't know is your wife's band, which I'll have to check out, Kranky.
Kranky, yeah.
Yeah, I haven't listened to that yet, but everything else, these are heavy hitters.
Yeah.
Like, they are good quality bands.
Solid bands.
And that would mean you're very busy playing a lot of their music all the time, right? How are you balancing writing your music when you're constantly needing to be on point for these other ones as well?
It's tough. That all happens from the couch in my living room, so it doesn't require emails or bookings. And I don't know. Sometimes the shows just kind of fall into place. But
what do you mean it doesn't require emails and bookings? What do you mean?
Like all of my music just happens in the privacy of my own home, and I'm fortunate enough to know all these people, so I have like opening slots with them. So I don't know. It's kind of a weird answer, but
yeah. I mean, isn't your mind just racing with their music and their priorities constantly?
How
do you go like wait? I got to prioritize my music and my writing.
Yeah.
Because how much rehearsal do you think you do to stay tight for those bands? In
the past, it was so much rehearsal, but I've been a part of Billy Law for 10 years now, almost. So a lot of those songs are like, I know them better than my own songs a lot of the time. But I don't know.
So now it's just playing like a cover that you love and know.
Yeah.
So you're not really thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because the EP, I'm sorry, I forgot the title. How about now?
How about that?
How about that? Sorry, how about that? You know what it was making me think of that guy where it's like, would you look at that? Would you look at that? You ever seen that?
You look at it? Well, you just look at it.
But that was released 2024, right?
Yeah.
When? Early, mid, late?
It was early. It was February.
So we're right on 2 years now from the EP.
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you working on that before you released it?
That was, I remember when I started to have the idea to release something, which, like, I've been playing with people for so long, I've never, it wasn't until I was in the studio with a lot of these people that I realized I could probably do this. Mm-hmm. And I didn't really have any songs until, like, just before the pandemic hit. So I spent most of my life without a single song of my own until about 2020 or 2019. And I remember being at the old house in East Dallas, Pleasant Grove-ish area, and I was looking through my iPhone Notes app, which is like a nightmare for anybody with organizational phobia. It's just like, seriously, as long as I've had an iPhone, it's just like I'll interrupt a conversation and jot down a one-liner and put it back in my wallet and put it back in my pocket. And it was a decade of that I poured through over the course of 3 weeks and just built the album around that notes folder.
Oh, okay. That makes sense because I feel like there's certain songs where it's almost like you can feel the evolution of your songwriting, even though it's all a collective piece.
Yeah.
Yeah. For instance, Mercedes-Benz. Mm-hmm. Was that an earlier or a later song?
Actually, that's kind of an outlier. That happened in like 5 minutes.
Oh, weird.
I was at my most of those, weirdly, I write songs better from my parents' house in Odessa.
Okay.
But Mercedes-Benz, I was back for Christmas, I think. And I was just like quietly in my childhood bedroom on the bed. Like I couldn't be too loud. And it like reminded me of being a kid playing guitar quietly at 11 p.m. And I just like remember singing it quietly and doing the oohs quietly.
Yeah.
And it all just happened on a little tiny notepad.
Wow.
Yeah.
But again, at what point of writing and recording, like was that one of your earlier songs for that EP or later? Or just right in the middle? That
was later. I had already poured through the notes and was like, oh gosh, I don't have enough songs. And then Mercedes-Benz happened.
It's interesting because to me, I feel like that song you've tapped into more of whatever you are.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right? Because like any musician or any artist, period, no matter what you do, it's like you're always kind of working off what's inspired you. Mm-hmm. So defining yourself becomes a little like, what am I now? It's really nebulous, like what kind of music do I want to write? What's my sound?
Yeah.
All the, cliche stuff. But for some reason, that one feels the most like your sound, whatever that is.
Yeah. Mercedes, when that one was finished, I felt like that was like what I was going for the first time. And then like ever since I've been just trying to avoid writing another song about a vehicle.
Hey man, I'm a huge fan of Cake.
Yeah.
And there's plenty of songs about cars. As long as it's a good song.
Uh-huh.
Were you saying 5 minutes? Do you ever watch the show, speaking of cars, do you ever watch the show Top Gear, the British one?
Love Top Gear.
It, man. And they were just replaying the Amazon, by the way, they have Top Gear on like TV 24 hours a day.
I love it.
And I'm just constantly streaming it, and I'm sure my wife's sick of it. But they just did the episode where they were trying to vote in like one of the most famous. What do you think is the best driving song ever? Mm-hmm. And they made a comment in there. Like one of the famous people on the list was like, all the best songs were written in 8 minutes or less.
Yeah.
And so there you go. For some reason, you tapped into whatever that special, songwriting God channeled into you for some reason.
It is a weird thing because it'll happen. It's rare that it's all just one song in one 5-minute span. But there's sometimes where it's like, wow, those 2 verses just happen. Like my antenna was on the right frequency tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
And what's interesting about that one too is a lot of great songs use lyrics with brevity. And that one, it's like, how much simpler can some of those verses get?
It's
short, to the point.
Yeah.
How few words can I say this in?
Everything is like I've reduced the fraction to this like most simple. It's 2/3. It's not 4/6.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, while we're on this song, what is your beef with Mercedes-Benz?
Oh man.
I mean, I get what you say, but like, where does that come from for you? About the lyric is, "I'll never drive a Mercedes-Benz. They're a fine machine, but they attract bad friends." Is that right?
It's a great machine, but I think it attracts bad friends.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I don't. It's really just.
Listen, we live in Dallas.
Yes,
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Okay, but I want to hear your angle of it.
Yeah. So it was kind of born from like kind of class jealousy, I guess. I don't know. Just I'm tired of seeing cars that were bought and not built. That's so cliche and just like Rat Fink flame tattoo of me. But but I think it has maybe just born out of like jealousy and resentment of wealth. I can't really say that's all what it is, because the line "great machine," my dad, like as a shorthand for anything, like if I said pass me that can, he'd say, can you pass me that machine?
Oh.
It's a little just quirk that when I was back home, I was thinking about like, oh, that machine. But that's kind of where that line entered into my freestyling for that song. But yeah, it's just,
I don't think it was intentional that you did it, but like, people take their own meaning out of the song. But I like the word machine because it breaks that car down to what, a car is a tool. Right. But that car in particular is a status symbol for most people. They don't go, rarely are they like, I just want something that's very comfortable, very quiet, and has, subtle, luxurious looks.
Yeah.
They clearly want it to be like, no, this is, I'm banking the money right now.
I earned this. Can't you see?
Yeah. And so the word machine for me, like I know you didn't intend it that way, but it's like, you took it from what people view it as to, this is all it is.
Yeah.
It's a machine, it's a tool, it's a depreciating asset.
Yes, it is. It's a depreciating asset.
Yeah. And then the other line that I got to ask you about, what is a long bed sedan?
An El Camino.
Okay. Hell yeah. I was hoping that's what it was. I was like, this has got to be about either El Camino or a Ranchero or something. Nice.
And my buddy Rybo has an El Camino, and it's
Rybo?
Ryan is his real name.
Okay. Of course, a guy with an El Camino would be nicknamed Rybo.
Yeah, and he's exactly the coolest dude that you think he is in your mind.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot about, and we don't have to get too heavy into like society and politics, but
hit me.
But yeah, there is something interesting, right? Because if you buy a Mercedes because you just love the engineering and you think this is one of the greatest cars in the world,
right?
And that's great. But most people don't.
Right.
And in our country, we've become so obsessed with status, the appearance of success, rather than finding something that you really enjoy and being successful at that. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but I've been getting hit with all these things of how, like, we have 2 kids. Birthday parties came up.
Yeah.
How, like, Gen X and millennials, my generation, we have become obsessed with birthday parties being at places, being events, and whether it's conscious or subconscious, it's like we want these picture-perfect moments because we were the first ones to be manipulated with social media.
Right.
And whereas, 70s, 80s, even 90s, people were doing just like backyard birthday parties. Like we didn't need a theme with the perfect balloons. It was like mixed color balloons.
Yeah.
The cheap cake you bought from the grocery store.
Yeah,
and everybody loved it. And then the parents weren't doing all this like networking amongst themselves at the event party for our children. Not that we do this, but where we're at here. We live in an area where that's what birthday parties are like. What the fuck are we at right now?
Lakewood is like the photo op.
Yeah. And they were just talking about how like those older parties where the parents were more focused on just playing with the kids, eating the cheap cake and all that stuff,
built
all these bonds that we're not building now.
No.
You know?
Some of my favorite birthday memories are like, in a roller rink with a smoking section.
Yes, dude.
And that's you would never be able to bring a kid into that.
I think the last, and maybe I'm just out of touch, but I think the last kind of big, like I would say like popular music person who was embracing like the, I don't want to call it cheap, but the economy of like living life in an economic way where you're not wasting money on shit, you're just having a good time, was probably Macklemore with his huge hit about shopping at the thrift store. Yeah, yeah. But it's like really that idea of like, man, when did it become we have to have these big expensive spaces when it's like I grew up going to field parties on the tailgates of trucks and stuff. It's like, and we were so happy, you know, and it's shifted so much. I don't know how we bring that back necessarily.
I don't either. And it is all so vapid and shallow. I'm not. I start to sound holier than that when I start talking about.
No, I'm
this,
guilty. I'm guilty.
But like I lived in Turtle Creek, in an apartment like really close to Jerry Jones's house, and it was maybe the worst apartment in that neighborhood. I'm not rich at all, but being in Highland Park and just seeing all the people in a precision engineered AMG G-Wagon, which is just a perfect vehicle.
Yeah,
it's stuff like that made that song happen, and there's like a hollowness to a lot of Dallas culture, I think, that I'm bristling against.
We talked about a local bar that we love that we're not going to mention on here.
Yeah, because y'all ain't going.
But it is the East Dallas dive bar, if you know. And that's what makes it great, is it's not a place that's trying to be a shithole. Like they didn't go in there and hire someone to be like, hey, can we decorate this like it's a hole in the wall? Yeah. You know, it's like it's just been this neighborhood bar that the grease on the wall has just accumulated. The bartenders have been there for like 10 years, 15 years. It's like there's true regulars.
And they'll never learn your name.
No. Like we were talking about, they know you, but they don't know you.
Yeah.
And it's nice. Wonderful.
That's kind of like what the afterlife is like. Like everybody knows you, but nobody has a name. And that's walking into that bar. It's like has that smell, has the environment.
Yeah.
And they check your ID 100 times in your life and have never read the name part.
But you know what's cool about that, though, is like the people that want to go to that place, there's rarely an asshole in there.
Yeah.
Occasionally, somebody wandered in there with a friend who didn't know what the vibe was at that place. But it's usually pretty chill people. And you and I know, like, the neighborhood that's in, there's going to be some people who are definitely on the lower income area, just living in some apartments, coming for a beer, next to people who are in the incredibly wealthy neighborhood next to that as well. Yeah. And it's just meshing and blending.
I know.
And it's like, man, how do we just spread this vibe all kind of around?
It's amazing. There's like a rhythm to that place, too, because there's like, you'll be there at sunset, and you'll drink until sunset, and then there's the wave of Trader Joe's employees that get off work, and then there's like the wave of the bar across the street when they get off of work.
I've never spent a full day there like you have apparently, but but we usually go there. Now it's our spot with the kids if we go out for dinner or something, and we are just going to grab like one or two drinks because we got babysitters or whatever. That's the quick spot. But what it was the final stop. We wanted to get there at midnight for the corn dogs. Yeah. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And then that was where we were going to shut it down. Yeah. And we always went super late there, and that was the spot. But I want people. Maybe it's just because I grew up kind of poor. Like we always had food and shelter, but just not extra.
Right. No Mercedes.
No Mercedes, man. We had like used, Chevy Suburbans, that kind of stuff, And we had the white trash stuff like glass packs were big.
Glass packs.
You know what I'm talking about?
I don't know.
That was an old way of making your car sound loud.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
You just like throw something in the exhaust?
I was a little kid, so I don't really know how it worked. I think it's something that goes on, but it's just like literally.
Like a resonator?
Yeah, something like that. It's not like an exhaust system. It's like, I think, I don't know if you're a car person, put it in the comments, but I think you just cut off a section and like put this other piece in, and it's just like, it doesn't sound great. It was just. If you didn't have money and you wanted a loud car, we would do it.
Not exactly a Flowmaster, but
no. And I remember my mom had some kind of suspension on this one. I don't know if they bought it. I can't imagine they would have bought the suspension themselves. I think it had to have been on it from whoever previously had it. But you could air them up.
Oh yeah, like the airbag suspension.
I don't know that it was an airbag though. I don't know what it was. Because what do you call the actual tube part of the shock, not the spring?
It's like a piston.
Yeah. It was like that, and I think it had like an air valve on it, and you literally like aired it up. And she just loved the idea of like the back end sitting up high on her Suburban, looking like a hot rod. And so she'd have that with these glass packs, and it's like, who are we fooling?
I remember being a kid, like my number one word for stuff like that was, "Oh, that's pimp."
That was us, man.
Yep.
That was us. We were definitely pimp. No, maybe I think that might be a little bit of what drew me to your music. Is there's that, God, these are cliche words. I want to shoot myself, but there is that realness to it. I can tell you mean it, and you're not like. There's so much phony singer-songwriter country where like I bet this will sell,
right?
And you're just like, God, kill me now.
Yeah,
kill me now.
It's tough to listen to.
What going back to kind of like your voice though? Did you struggle? Have you had a hard or easy time finding who you are as a songwriter, who you are as a performer when you're performing with everyone else?
Yeah, it is tough because there's so many. Everybody I play with handles it differently. It handles stage banter and presentation differently, and I'm as awkward as they come up there. Like I'm not dancing. I'm not.
Yeah.
there's like a healthy mix of awkward pause, and then every once in a while, like a laugh will relieve that pause.
Do you get advice constantly that you need to be adjusting that?
There's always unsolicited advice.
Yeah.
They're like, why don't you do this or that?
I've been in bands in the past, none with like amazing success, but we had our share of little sold out local shows and stuff,
Yeah.
And then one of the punk bands I was in when I was young, we toured around the country and we did that. And I've never liked the idea of like, we need to work on our stage manner.
Yeah.
I've always just been like, if you want to say something, say it. But if you don't, people are here for music. You don't have to talk to them. But, it's like, I don't know how long ago it was, but there was this kind of wave of people, whereas like you had these formulaic. There was one guy who was pushing how your live show should be, and he was like the big guy for curating live shows. So he might work with huge people at the Grammys, and he put out tapes on, how to make your live shows better. And a lot of it was really solid advice, like if you are taking the lead in something about like moving closer to the crowd, because if they visually see you, they kind of feel it and hear it better.
You step forward in the mix, and you step forward in the visual mix also.
Yeah, and so those things was like, okay, that makes sense. Like maybe don't hang back by the drum kit for everything if you're taking a lead part, but then you start thinking like, why are we scripting so much of this bullshit?
I think people get bored by it too, because like, how many times have you seen a guitar player like put their Doc Martin up on the monitor and like do the splits? Like,
yeah,
I'm much more interested in like, why is the singer not center stage? The singer's like behind the drummer, and I like weird stage plots and just kind of more. I don't know.
There was you ever heard of the band Against Me?
I don't think so.
It's like rock band from the 2000s and like a rock punk band, but they were that way. Lead singer was like, if you're facing the stage, far off left. Bass player who did backup vocals, center stage.
Yeah.
Things like that, where you're just like, huh.
I love that.
Yeah, but it was just something they vibed with. And the bass player had their own thing happening. Like, they weren't like, I'm the energetic one. And like, on purpose. It's just, they just liked being energetic. So they just did it,
With stage presence, it's weird. Like, there's a time and a place for absolutely everything. I played Tulips last Sunday, and it was like 40 people sitting down. And that's where stage banter can be good or can just shoot you right in the face. But like a crowded bar or a honky-tonk, like a White Horse, is not the place for stage banter.
Yeah. You might know Esther Rose.
Esther, I've heard that name.
Yeah. Singer-songwriter. I don't know where she's from anymore, but she's around. She's a bigger name. She did backup vocals on one of Jack White's.
Okay.
So she's like big name in music, but not household name.
Right.
And we went and saw her at Tulips. That's what made me think of it. And she was opening for the Deslons. And I was wondering, like, am I going to see a band performance with her? But no, she comes out singer-songwriter. Like, in my mind, she was sitting on a stool. I don't know if she was standing or not. I don't know if I've, made that up in my own mind.
In the vibe, there was a stool.
Yeah, the vibe was a stool, and she does quieter, softer vocals. She has very sweet songs. And, like, people in the crowd, like, there's no dancing. People are just, like, leaning up against each other.
Yeah.
And her banter is something like, she's like, yeah, this is the part of the set where everybody cuddles. And people are like, ha, 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 ha. But it's like, just, if it's natural and real and it's something she's observed over all her shows, that's fun.
Yeah.
Now I feel like, I guess she does do that. I didn't even notice we were leaning on each other, my wife and I. But it's that whole, like, okay, 3 songs in, that's when we're going to do this. And then 7 songs in, we got to mention the merch.
Right.
And like, all that's like, Jesus.
It's kind of a, like some shows where there is, a heavy emphasis on merch is like a trade show sales event kind of vibe. Because there is like a schedule to, mention the CD sales, mention the merch sales, mention the upcoming album and upcoming tour. It's strange. But there's like Cory Cross that I play with. He plays so many dates a year, like 150 dates a year probably.
When I'm just learning more about his music, like I probably found out about him maybe 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Not much. Like him.
Yeah.
And but he's definitely, you can tell he's in that like Texas country circuit.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're, well, give me your opinion on him versus what I just talked about then.
Yeah.
And like kind of the salesman aspect of when you're playing those more honky tonk setups.
Yeah.
You know, does that almost feel like you got to do it or you're not going to make money tonight? Like, do you got to hit these marks because these people are drinking and dancing and they're forgetful? Is that kind of how it works for him?
In a way, yeah. I mean, I've had like being in a honky tonk setting like that, like a true insane honky tonk setting, is more crazy in a lot of ways than like hardcore shows and DIY shows. There's more chaos because people are drunk and dancing and everybody's hot and everybody's scared of everybody. But Cory goes up and he stands and delivers for hours at a time. No banter. I mean, minimal banter.
Oh, I love that.
And it's just, we play 3-hour gigs at places like White Horse and Sagebrush in Austin, places in Fort Worth. And he just gets up and plays constantly, no slower than 115 BPM the entire time. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can feel that vibe even through his social media.
Yeah.
Like, I'm here to play.
Yeah.
I'm here to play.
Yeah.
We making music or what?
And he shows up, he doesn't drink, he is quiet the whole time, and he goes home. He packs up his guitar
Hell
and drives
yeah.
home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's another fallacy that so many musicians have, which now that you've been in so many bands, I know you've seen a lot of bands make this mistake where you think like, we're a band, especially we're in a honky tonk, let's get loaded.
Yeah.
And it's like, buddy,
No.
3 hours is a long set.
Yeah, and you're going to look really bad.
How long do you think you can handle this drinking?
We played, this speaks a little bit to how like calm and collected Cory is. We played Mercury Lounge in Tulsa, and the band before, that I won't name, got really drunk. A couple of the players did. And we're in the back getting to load onto the stage. It's kind of a weird setup, and there's one way in, one way out of the stage, out into the alley. And that band comes off. Cory's guitar case is over there. We're sitting kind of talking through the set, and we look over, and that guy's pissing right on Cory's guitar case. And he was like falling down, cross-eyed drunk. And I expected Cory, you know, I don't know. I expected some kind of vengeance or anger, and it was like, I've done that before.
Good man. Yeah, I'd like to think now that I'm a little like more mature, a little wiser, that I wouldn't just flip out.
Yeah.
That you go, it's on the case.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, goddamn.
You know, it's like I got a story. But, you know, a guitar, man, a guitar is just, the guitar's like part of you.
Yeah.
You know, so good for him, man, being cool about it.
Yeah, he's amazing.
It would have been a lose-lose if you handled it any other way.
Right.
You know, if you deck the guy in the face because he peed on your guitar, now you're an asshole. That guy's just drunk. Everybody hates you.
Yeah. And there's still piss on the guitar.
Yeah, you can't change the pee on the guitar. You can't unpee it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good for him, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, that
But yeah, I love
getting
him.
drunk.
He's got his own product, and it's really high energy, crazy stuff. We're about to go to Mexico in February. We went last year and played Isla Mujeres, kind of off Cancun.
Yeah.
And had an awesome time. And now we're going back, and I'm debuting my country band, which I've never done before. And it's called Don Key
Okay.
and the Pigs.
This is legit. This is
Yeah.
a separate country band for you.
Yes.
Okay.
And so we're splitting duties. So he'll play one night, I play another, and we have someone else, Patton, playing the third night.
Well, how many originals do you have? You said Don Keys and the Pigs?
Don Key and the Pigs.
Don Key and the Pigs.
So Don Space Key and the Pigs. And I'm working on merch. I think it's a merch opportunity.
Originals too, though?
I don't know yet. I've got a couple country originals I could throw in. But we wrote like a Jimmy Buffett song for this Mexico run. So
Okay.
it's called Resting Beach Face, which is not totally written yet, but it will be out
All right.
at some point.
Did you get inspired by Joshua Ray Walker's most recent Jimmy Buffett-esque release?
I hit them up to record
Yeah.
this song because it's like, I'm sure you guys have all those beach instrument
Yeah.
packs that you downloaded for this.
I loved, that was a thing when I first saw it. I was like, if I didn't know a little bit about Joshua Ray Walker, I would be hating on whatever this is. Because I would be thinking like, what is this weird pandering cash grab kind of thing? But
Right.
when you know a little bit about the guy, you're like, I think he really just wanted to write this music.
And it's crazy because it's like that had the opportunity to be his last album, and he was like, "Fuck it, this is it."
Do you mean because his health concerns?
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't think about that. That's crazy that could have been the last album. Because the first major release with songs like Canyon.
Yeah.
Incredibly deep, personal struggle songs to all of a sudden Hawaiian shirts.
I know. The Keys to Tacoma. It's so awesome.
I think I just fell in love with that album a little bit more, knowing that could have been his farewell album in his eyes. Like when he's doing it, he's like, this could be it.
Oh, shit.
Wow. That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Do you get to play any of that with him? Are you playing with him? I can't remember.
No.
You're playing with so many people. I don't know.
I opened for him in Denton one time. But yeah, we wrote a song together off his most recent album.
Okay.
What is it called? The Telephone song, I think is what it's called.
Okay.
Sorry, Josh, if I mess that up. But yeah, we wrote it. I mean, he wrote most of it, but he wanted like an inanimate objects kind of concept album. And I had this note in that chaotic iPhone folder of like every house in East Dallas has that little nook for the phone. I was like, that's a good object.
Yeah. Dude, talk about just classic things that are gone. Like, we had like a younger relative who was talking about, they're like, there was this weird thing in the hall, and it's like, damn, they don't even know what a landline was, you know? And those little nooks, like there was style to them.
Yeah.
Like it would be a
ornate.
decorative piece of the home.
Yeah, just where people put candles now.
Yeah.
Candles in like magazines.
Knowing you've lived around the East Dallas area, you've seen these things. Do you feel like Dallas has an identity?
I feel like it has identity issues.
Yeah, like if you know, people always talk about like your culture, your whatever. I don't know what we are anymore.
Cities with industry have that. Houston has the same problem. Dallas has that problem. I feel like Pittsburgh doesn't have that problem anymore, but I don't know. I feel like industry kind of destroys identity in some ways.
Well, you were raised in Odessa? That's another kind of industry town, right?
Yeah, and it's totally void of culture, really. I mean, a lot of good bands have come out of there,
but it's odd that we have all of these artistic, cultural things here.
Yeah,
but it doesn't. It still feels like there's this massive divide between the city and the artist for some reason.
Yeah,
and we had a. Oh my God, I'm blanking on his name. Cure for Paranoia. What is that dude's first name?
I can't remember. That guy's awesome, though.
Anyway, he was on here recently, and we were kind of talking about that, and he was saying that you got to leave, that you got to be famous somewhere else before they embrace you here.
Yeah,
and I don't want to believe that, but he kind of Cameron McLeod.
Yeah,
that's his name, Cameron. It really made me think about it after he said that because think of our great venues, great bands.
Yep,
we have some heavy hitter. In your style of music, you're probably playing a lot in Fort Worth as well, right? Fort Worth is a great example of there are some great artists out there who are seemingly unknown.
Yeah,
not only on the national level but on the local level.
Fort Worth is amazing.
The songwriters, the performers, the musicianship that is going unnoticed right now is insane.
And it was that way with Charlie Crockett. It was that way with Leon Bridges until, like something like a hit crossed the Oklahoma state line.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think is what are we going to have to do to break that?
I think whatever is going to break that is going to be the same thing that makes people stop talking at shows. Dallas is notorious. Like, I'll go to Fort Worth and play a show, I mean, rarely, with like more than 100 people in it, and you could hear a pin drop in the crowd. And you come to Dallas with a crowd of 10 people, and they're talking over your whole set. There's always somebody way too loud. There's somebody taking a phone call.
Taking a phone call is fucking nuts.
So crazy.
That's nuts.
I don't know what it is about
not
Dallas.
Stepping out for your phone call in a concert.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
But it's specific to Dallas. Fort Worth doesn't have that same problem at all. But I feel like being unable to appreciate the show as it's happening is maybe the same reason that we don't invest in any stock in the local artist on a month-to-month basis either.
If you had to guess why a Dallas crowd is talking more, where do you? Because I've been to so many shows, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But I am a Dallas person, so
same.
We see it happening at shows. But for me, it is kind of like I just assume most shows are like that. Like we were at Willie Nelson at Granada Theater, and someone, like you said, has a phone out. They're like texting it. And my wife is like, "Does this bitch know Willie Nelson is on the stage now, and you will never see him on like." even if he's still alive in 5 years, he won't be on this stage ever again.
Yeah.
This is it.
There's nothing.
You're saying, well, how can you not even engage with Willie Nelson?
Right. I don't know. In Fort Worth, it's sacred. In Tulsa, it's a sacred moment to, like there's still kind of a mystique to singer-songwriting. But now in Dallas, it's like you are a little bit worse than just like a Spotify playlist. And Dallas appreciates a Spotify playlist more than...
That's horrible, because so many great music venues here.
So many.
And great artists as well.
I know. And there's good...
That you wonder
good
why
moments.
that's happening.
Yeah, I'm talking a lot of shit about Dallas. But
No. I'm a Dallas snob. I love Dallas. I love living here. I don't want to move.
Yeah.
I love Dallas music. I love our venues. But you're 100% right, because there should be more acknowledgement of this scene than there is.
Yeah.
Because even some of our heavy hitter people of the past, just from the DFW area, like Pantera, people don't think of DFW when they think of Pantera.
No.
They think of Pantera.
Yeah.
Like the towns don't ever really get their shine.
No.
And that would be Arlington for them, right? And I think Arlington, yeah. And, when you think of Charlie Crockett, nobody's really thinking Dallas. They're talking about his time in New York.
Yeah.
And in
New Orleans.
Yeah, exactly. They're not talking about his time in Deep Ellum, which is where not his current sound, but the sound that really kind of popped him out there when he did the In the Night release.
Yeah.
That was forged here.
That was the first time I'd ever heard of him, was In the Night and Trinity River.
That sound was forged in DFW bars and venues.
Yeah.
And you don't. He may talk about it. I don't know what he talks about, but you don't hear like industry people or fans being like, "Oh my gosh, this is Eight Airs or Freeman. This is where Charlie Crockett played."
I know.
You don't hear that.
You don't hear that. But when you go to Nashville, people are like, "Oh, this is where Willie laid down in the road."
Even though places like Freeman, Eight Airs, Sundown at Granada.
Yeah.
I guess you'd throw Tulips in there.
Yeah.
Three Links would be another one.
Balcony Club right over here.
Balcony Club. Double Wide.
Yeah.
Then your more obscure ones like Sons of Herman Hall.
Love. That's where I did my album release.
Deep Ellum Art Co.
Yeah.
These are venues who consistently have good shows with a wide variety of acts.
Yeah.
But we don't hear about like, oh, that's where so-and-so played. It's like, I don't know why that's getting ignored. And I don't believe that, I don't want to think that Dallas people just don't care about art and culture, because at the same time, they are buying tickets to those concerts. So if you didn't like it at all, why would you be buying the ticket to go?
I know. It's like a sense of history. Dallas kind of lacks history. Everything's kind of torn down and rebuilt with 2x4s. And there's not very many old buildings in Dallas. And I feel like...
And they're talking about tearing down City Hall right now, which was
I know.
Which is they want to make it a landmark. It's an architecturally significant building.
Right.
For people who don't know, it was the inspiration for the building in RoboCop.
Yeah.
And so it's a very unique slanted building. And their line that they're using is, we didn't keep up maintenance, and the maintenance would be so expensive we should tear it down.
Yeah.
Which my first response is, where the fuck did my tax dollars go if you didn't maintain the building?
And also, hey, maybe build a building that's a square. don't make that shape.
But it's like, okay, here's something that's identified. To me, it'd be like if you tore down Reunion Tower. Mm-hmm. Is it a popular place? I don't know. Is it a place I want to go to? Not really, but it's been part of our skyline for so long.
Right.
But you're right. We can't, do you care about Reunion Tower? I don't really care.
Not really. I mean, I see it on tattoos, and it's like, oh, that's Dallas.
But it's been there since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I
know.
But I wonder if we care the same amount about Reunion Tower as Seattle would about the Space Needle. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they give a shit about that.
They probably don't. And I've seen that. It's a lot smaller.
Bring back spinning restaurants high in the air.
Yeah, it's a weird trend.
But, I don't know. Like if you said, oh, Dallas, man, when you're there, you gotta, I don't know that we have a thing other than people would be like, I guess a Cowboys game?
Which is but even then, I would not recommend that.
No. Well, a very Dallas, North Texas industry thing, too, is that's no longer a blue-collar activity.
It's really
You can't
not.
go to a fucking Cowboy game.
No.
You can't. Well, I took my son to watch the monster truck thing there.
Yeah.
And it was me and him. He's 5 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, my wife didn't even come. When you include parking, ticket prices, getting some, I think we got some popcorn and I don't know, probably you're trying to give him what you had in your childhood, where it's like when we went to a Rangers game or something, you could get a $1 hot dog, a cheap drink, the little souvenir glove or hat, and your parents weren't broke.
Yeah, it cost $30.
How much do you think we spent? Me and a 5-year-old at the monster truck thing.
With 2 Cowboys tickets and parking, and you probably got food.
Mm-hmm. And I bought him one little monster truck souvenir to take with us, tiny one.
Maybe $300 on the low end.
$400.
That's so crazy.
$400. And like, thankfully, like me and my wife, we have, good careers, and we can afford this sort of.
Yeah.
It's like, I didn't feel like, I'm not at a point where I'm like, $400 is nothing. $400 is $400. And, I was just thinking how you're looking around. It's like all of these people can't make the same amount of money. Some make more than me, but definitely some of these make less. And how do they have 3 children here with them right now? They've
lost, I don't know, it's like the working class.
That goes back to kind of what we were talking about with your Mercedes-Benz lyric of why has it become so appropriate in the minds of these American businesses to rip off civilians? And you're, like, wouldn't you want the monster truck thing to be affordable, sell it all out, and have these great experiences? And they're like, well, no, because we can raise the price and they'll still pay it.
Yeah.
And that seems insane.
It's so insane.
But that's a very Dallas. The monster truck thing in Dallas is a $400 event for a father and son.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. I could have gone a little cheaper. I could have got the parking that was, a mile and a half away. But then I'm having to carry out my 4-year-old at the time. Yeah. 4.5-year-old walking like a mile and a half in the rain because that day was storms. Yeah. And it's like, I guess I got to pay I think parking was $60, $70.
That's ridiculous. I've been to one Cowboys game. It was like a perk from like a work thing.
Yeah.
And I have been a lifelong Cowboys fan. Like watched every game for the most part, like my whole life. And I went to the stadium, and because of like the work thing I was in one of the box seats, which I never thought I would be in.
Was this a upper or a lower box seat? Because they got those ones on the field now, right?
Yeah. It wasn't that.
Okay.
But I was like, I will never come back to this.
Yeah.
This is not cool.
Did you ever go to the old stadium?
No, never got to.
I never went to a Cowboys game there, but we would go watch the Supercross racing, dirt bikes,
Yeah.
And I'm sure it felt a little expensive back then. I wasn't an adult, so I don't know. But it felt reachable.
Right.
It didn't feel crazy. And you certainly didn't feel like it was just pure greed.
Yeah.
And when you go to a Cowboys, like, I want to, like a bucket of popcorn, I think you're talking $20 now.
It's so crazy.
It's like it's fucking popcorn.
But that
like it's refillable, and it's like, give me a fucking break,
Like you think I'm gonna eat that much popcorn?
Yeah, exactly. It's like, come on. And that seems like everything happening right now. Well, like in music, for instance, a lot of record labels are not finding ways to make money without fucking over artists and fans.
Yeah.
And that's a big problem right now. And mid-level artists like yourself are struggling to, how do we generate enough income to make this my full career to where I'm not stressing about money. Maybe I'm not rich, but I have the focus to write and create these things.
Right.
And all these corporations, all these businesses, these record labels, they only have the mindset of how do we cut things or take more, not how do we get creative and generate something.
Yeah. I feel like A&R people are not they're not interested in the artist anymore. It's just like kind of managing the liability of an artist. Like they're no longer investing like, okay, do you need a 12-string guitar for this record? Or, like, do you need new housing so you're more comfortable and more creative? I don't know. I've never actually dealt with an A&R person, but
when you say the liability of an artist, what do you mean the liability?
Because like an artist to a label, like a bigger label, is like they're investing in this person, but that person is the biggest liability to that specific line of business. Like they could go crazy, they could
I see what you're saying.
Be too drunk, they could have writer's block.
Which is wild, because if you're investing in an artistic endeavor, you should know that all of these things are possible, but they are also all of the things that can make the next great tour, the next great album.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah,
like you're dealing with wild people, and that's the allure.
Right. Yeah, you have to, like, imagine that they didn't let Def Leppard throw TVs out of the hotel window, and they were like, "No, you can't do that."
Yeah.
But like I don't know. There's kind of there's investment in cleaning up a trashed hotel room.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm not even saying trashing hotel rooms is like in style or anything.
No, it's not. It's like the weirdest reference.
Sure. But also, if I found out my act was trashing hotels, and it's like, I signed a punk rock band or something. It's like, what did I think was going to happen?
Right.
This is what we brought on. Now go sell some more tickets because y'all fucked up some hotels.
Yeah.
And also, whatever happened to like the spin guy of like, yeah, if you think that's crazy, you should go watch the show.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
know.
help them sell some tickets.
Yeah.
Like, did you think you were hiring, did you think this person went through the HR department at the record label when you brought them on?
Yeah.
Like, you're dealing with artists.
Right.
And, should they trash hotels? No, but
that's like the furthest point on a spectrum of art, like expected artist behavior.
yeah. Like, are you going to start drug testing your talent?
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's wild.
I know. You
it's
can't really
look,
do it.
I don't want them doing heroin either.
Yeah.
But Stone Temple Pilots was pretty great.
Right. Some great records. The heroin makes this country go around.
Yeah, I don't know. It's wild. Where do you think the music industry is heading? Because I don't know anymore.
Yeah.
Part of me thinks it's crumbling. Part of me thinks I'm just an old dude talking about a transition that I don't understand.
Yeah.
But it seems like all the bands you mentioned that you're playing with,
Yeah.
what is the likelihood of them nationally touring right now with the goal of selling enough merchandise to fund the next album, to grow the fan base so that they can tour again next year, but take a long enough break to sit in a studio for 2 months and record an album? And you can't do that anymore, right?
It's so difficult to even just do a run.
It feels like
and break
3
even.
rungs of the ladder have been removed.
Yeah.
That you're either nobody, big locally, struggling indefinitely on the road, or
Yeah.
wildly famous.
Yeah. It's like a caste system now. There's not, it's so difficult to be like a grassroots artist that's like emailing the venues yourself and, booking everything yourself, and also coming out where you have enough money to pay rent and also go get coffee on your first day back.
Because the good venues, and what I mean by a good venue is something that's run by someone who loves music, loves live music, is woven in with their local fabric of the community.
Yeah.
You're playing at a place that people are like, oh, that place has great shows. We always go there. They struggle.
Yeah.
All those venues I mentioned that I love, probably, let's see, Sundown at Granada's probably having the easiest time because they can bring in money through the Granada.
Yeah. And they got brunch money.
Correct, yeah.
Yeah.
And all the others, I'm sure they have their tough months every year where they're wondering like, okay, we'll float here, we'll catch back up there.
Yeah.
And it's wild because they shouldn't, because we live in a metropolitan area with 8 million people.
Right.
And it seems like so many of these music scenes are the same way, where how are the venues and the bands struggling, even though when I go out, we see people at shows.
I know.
And it's like the money's on. And I know we can blame it on like there's no CD sales or anything, but I don't know. At some point, we got to fix it.
Yeah.
And
I don't know. The AI thing. I saw that we both posted that AI.
well, I saw it off
country.
yours.
Yeah. It's crazy.
About the top two AI artists are topping the country music charts right now.
Yes.
Yeah. And that they're not even sure who's creating the AI artist, that it could potentially be another AI creating that AI.
Yes. Or it also could be a label that is set up like a Shadow LLC
Sure.
that's created this AI artist. I don't know. It's
wild.
That genre, like that aluminum sounding section of country music, is so prime for AI
Aluminum
to
sounding
recreate.
section of country music. First of all, I love the way you describe things because it gets me thinking about them. But what does that mean? Aluminum sounding?
Yes, like a Morgan Wallen or like that kind of. I don't know. I've described it as AI butt country for Tesla drivers before, and it's so. I've had audio engineers tell me that Morgan Wallen's voice is like so perfect that it sounds like a sine wave synthesizer or something. Like it just sounds like an instrument.
Are they saying like, okay, he's just been auto-tuned so much, or
Like his raw vocals, like his vocal box is just a little different than the rest of ours.
Okay, so he's just actually sounding that way.
Yes.
I thought you meant there was like all this production trickery happening.
There is some stuff that goes into that to make it even more perfect sounding, but I think because all that music is so quantized and so in time, and the vocals are so shiny, that AI has an easy time reading it and replicating it.
I see the aluminum.
Yes, so it's
Descriptor now.
prime for the picking for AI.
I get it. At times, I'm not really worried about it.
Yeah,
Because I'll give you an example. I like the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
Love listening to him. He's been sharing this AI 50 Cent.
I've seen videos of that.
Yeah, where it's 50 Cent song done in a like a Motown
Yeah.
bluesy kind of way. And he like got obsessed with showing this to everyone about how great it is. And I feel like that would be me trying to talk to Joe Rogan about MMA. Where it's I bartended at Buffalo Wild Wings, and we would have MMA nights, and the fights were interesting.
Yeah.
And it's like, that guy's never going to be a connoisseur of great music anyway.
No.
And so he's never going to be your audience anyway. And so it's like, let him have the fun with his music because it's not going to affect you. He's on a major platform, so all these people are going to go check out that song now.
Right.
But like real music lovers go, yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, that's a 50 Cent song. It's not an AI song.
I know.
And so who cares? And I'm not going to listen to that 40 times over the next 2 years or whatever. Like it's not going to last a long time in my lineup of music that I love.
I'm hoping so. I'm hoping that it's just like right now it's a parlor trick.
Well, it's pop music, right?
Yeah.
Like pop music always comes in and out.
Yeah.
Were you a diehard Britney Spears fan?
Not really.
And did that kill your side of the music industry?
No.
Because those people who like that always like kind of shitty music anyway.
Yeah. And it's not a zero-sum game. Like if you go, buy Doritos, Cheetos is worried because Doritos is eating into Cheetos sales.
Yeah.
But this, like you listen to that song for 3 minutes, but at the same time you can go buy the Wilco vinyl and still contribute that way. But it is scary though, because there's a new creator in town that can just pump stuff out.
I think what makes me scared of it is that I think for the music, and this is going to be like for someone who grew up on like DIY punk music, this is going to be a shitty thing to say, but I do think we need high caliber labels to help bring the music industry back.
I think so too.
We need well-funded people who have taste in music, but also care to take chances on people.
Yeah.
To go, I'm willing to lose $200,000 on this artist because I think there's something here.
Yeah.
And maybe they blow it because they're an introvert and they do too much cocaine or something, and like the record never gets made, but I want to try.
Yeah.
I want to try. And I don't know who's doing it. I think so. I'm worried that the people are going to see how much money they can make off AI music and just go that route. And just be like, I want to make money. And then the mid-level labels start just struggling.
Yeah.
But then I see these great examples. Coal Mine Records. You heard of them?
I don't think so.
I'll send you some stuff. They have a very kind of narrow lane of bluesy, soul, Motown, but new artists writing original music. But they're all influenced by these past eras heavily.
Okay.
And they are all rock solid.
Yeah.
Like, and it's very much like, I don't want to say like there's a homogenous mix, but like this is their lane of music that they love.
Right.
The owner of the labels on social media, just like they're printing out vinyls on everything they can. And he's always like, I like this because of this and that and blah, blah. It's a lover of music in that genre. And they're pushing that. It's like, okay, we need like 150 more of those.
Yeah. I feel like that is the way to go, because like if you saw the Sub Pop label on a CD, you were like, okay, I kind of like I'm buying this for that reason. I know kind of what this is not what it's gonna sound like, but I know where it's coming from.
It's a little bit of quality assurance.
It is. Yeah.
These people have shown me cool stuff in the past. It's your friend that shows you cool music,
right?
Well, if Doug said it was cool, I got to check it out.
Yeah. There's something to that.
Yeah, and like I know people are supposed to be all anti, like we don't want tastemakers, and I think you need. As long as it's a tastemaker that cares,
right?
They're not shitting on things. They're just telling you, "I love this," and I think that's the move. And then just finding one that's well financed.
I know that's the tough part about it, because like some of my favorite record labels don't have the cash to really make a splash like that. Like you kind of have, there has to be some luck involved.
Well, because you still hold down a 9 to 5, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you thought about? Did you release your EP with a record label, or is it solo? Because the people you work with are working with like State Fair a lot, probably, right?
State Fair released the song I did with Frankie Leone and the Scribner Brothers.
Okay,
but the album's independent.
So, have you thought about, in your current situation right now? Let's say you're locked and loaded with a full album. You're ready to go. You want to hit the road, promote the album, and you're going to do this.
Yeah.
Have you thought about realistically what dollar amount that would take for you to be able to do that? For a label to come to you and say, okay, here's what we're going to front you. You know, it's up to you to pay us back, and we want this percentage. But, have you thought about what in today's music environment, what dollar amount is that?
It used to be $100K, but I don't think that would
let's
do it.
Let's say it's for a year. You know,
Yeah.
this'll foot me for the year. We'll tour. We'll travel. I'll be able to sleep, eat, pay the musicians I need to be in the band with me because they've got lives too, and then I've still got my rent at home.
Right. I don't know what that number is. It's like,
you know, can you do that for $150,000?
it's tough. It'd be slim pickings the whole time if you did it the whole year. Because like when you go out on a run or a tour, it's so every night is a different night. Because even, you know, like I'm not drawing huge crowds across the country, but there's one show that could have a bunch of people who are interested in merch, and then the next show is like a weird place where you can smoke weed inside in Oklahoma, and it's like there's nobody even.
Yeah, and so there's no bar sales either.
Yeah.
There's no money coming in.
Yeah, and they're like looking at you, but they're not totally focused. They're just like quiet.
Yeah. Well, when you're touring like that, how are you trying to substantiate your income? Are people wanting to still do door deals, bar sales? What's the common way that it's happening for y'all?
Oftentimes door deals, which don't typically work out too
Because
well.
you're relying on you guys selling tickets also.
Right. And they're like, you know, who's handling promo? Is it just my Instagram that's seeing this? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like every musician should take a like self-promotion marketing course. That's so much more. Like if you're trying to be a working musician, so much of the job is actually self-promotion, which is, you know, I don't know. It sucks. It sucks and it's weird to do and it's
necessary.
Awkward.
It's eating broccoli.
Yeah.
Got to do it.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of people do it bad. And I don't know how to do it either. I just try to post weird stuff on my Instagram.
Have you? Well, I loved the truck doing donuts around you when you released the Mercedes-Benz thing.
Oh yeah, that was.
I love
fun.
that kind of. Well, because it just feels like what you want to do, not like, okay, what's going to engage and what do people find interesting and what's the trend right now? It's like kiss my ass.
Yeah,
I don't.
I
care.
got this old truck and it runs right now.
Talking about revenue and touring and promotion by bands, have you in any of your acts that you're working with and yourself? Have you come across a venue that takes the burden of promotion, does it well, and when you show up there, you're like, this place has a crowd, and the venue's the one bringing it because of their consistency?
Kessler Theater. Kessler
Really?
Theater's a great one. Yeah.
They just have the people who just go, that place is great, I'll try it?
Yeah, Kessler Park is like just a crazy neighborhood. It's very walkable.
I mean, I love the Kessler Theater, but
Yeah.
I'm over here, so I don't know that neighborhood well.
Yeah, there's always some kind of crowd there. Kessler Theater's great. The Post in Fort Worth is amazing.
What do you think it is for those two venues? The Post in Fort Worth?
Yeah.
I haven't been to that one. I'll check it out.
It's so awesome.
What do you think they're doing that is building an audience that an artist knows, like, it's worth playing this venue, they're going to have a crowd? What are they doing that other venues could be doing, do you think?
It's a curation thing. Because, like, Kessler, I mean, the room is amazing. You know, like, it's the best sound
I was going to say,
ever.
one of the things that blew my mind the most was I don't know if they have a separate light sound guy, if it's two separate people or the same. It is. I've seen concerts there like Margot Price and, you know, high production. It was, high production for that type of room.
Yeah.
And it sounds beautiful. And that room should sound shitty.
Right.
Because it's a way too big of a box and they have that upper level that the sound should be doing a bunch of weird stuff. And kudos to them. They know how to make that room sound fantastic.
Perfect every time.
And then I saw a stand-up comedy show there.
Uh-huh.
And I was thinking, this is going to suck for comedy.
Who did you see?
It was a local comedy show. And it was people locally that I wanted to see. Des O'Neill, Danny Tran, Michael Pasvar, Linda Stogner. I'm missing somebody, but it was a solid lineup of locals. But not something that a neighborhood of Kessler people might know. Right? But the show might as well have been sold out. It was a full show. I don't know if it was sold out. And I was thinking, ooh, big, huge building. This is not really usually good for stand-up comedy either. They like these small, tight rooms. And it's this concert stage. It's going to have this cheesy band lighting happening, you know. And no, they knocked everything down, single spotlight basically on the stage, all this to make you feel like you're in this dark void while you're watching stand-up. I was like, these people really know what they're doing here.
They do.
I've been blown away every time I've gone there on little tiny things that they do right.
And the staff is good. I saw you had Jackson on here a couple weeks ago. He works there.
He didn't say that.
Maybe I shouldn't say that. I
mean, it's all good, but I was just like, cool for him not, name dropping and bragging.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But yeah, they just know what's going on. And it's weird. From the stage looking out, you have no sense of how big or small that room is.
Because you're just getting hit with the lights?
Yes, you're getting hit with lights. There's so much crowd noise. the room is kind of a tunnel. I don't know. It's a weird room to play because it feels like you're playing a stadium. But then you get out and you're like, oh my God, I could hit that. Like I could like kick a paper football over there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so you think it's just consistent quality curation that's driving that?
I think so. And I don't know. The Post is an interesting case because like the Post has closed down before. And it, like had the pandemic struggles that all restaurants did, but they bring the heat all the time, and they've got a booking agency that they work with. And like last night, David Ryan Harris, John Mayer's guitar player, just popped into the Post and played to a room of like 20 or 30 people. But they just constantly have something cool going on there.
So where would you like to see the burden of promotion land between artist and venue? In a perfect world, what do you think would succeed? Whether you know it's right or wrong, just like what would you love to see happen?
I would like to see a help.
In what way, though?
You know, I don't know. We're speaking in terms of burden, but it's always easier when two people pick something up. Like if there's some kind of collaborative motion from the venue and the artist to be like, okay, here's our marketing plan. We've got this sequence that the ads go out in. Can you do promo in this way? Like you see that every once in a while, typically for festivals and stuff, but for just a one-off, Tuesday night show at a Deep Ellum venue, it's kind of tough.
It seems like if they make a post, it's just like, got a show tomorrow.
Right. And all show flyers look the same. So it's like, I can't even, it would take me 5 minutes to read that and know what's going on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, and I wonder why venues don't value that more. I haven't got to talk to any of the local venue owners. It's on the list for this upcoming year to try to get some of them in here.
Yeah.
To see like, well, what is your philosophy on, why wouldn't you want to promote your upcoming Tuesday show 2 months out?
Right.
Just a little bit here and there to try to get what you can so people can make plans and go.
And that could be somebody that's working from home. That's just making
it's
those
stuff
posts.
You can schedule.
I know.
You don't even have to like physically remember to do it anymore.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I wish that was a little better. You should have Pedigo on. He's involved at All Good Cafe now.
Okay.
Did you see that?
No.
Mike
he seems to be involved in everything.
Yeah. Mike Snyder is moving back to Ohio, I think, and Pedigo is taking over the music booking and kind of day-to-day operations over there now.
That should be good then.
Yeah.
Because he's been very consistent within our music scene for well over a decade now.
Yeah.
Right? And again, person who loves it.
Right.
Right? You don't do he's not doing all those things just because it's easy.
No. No. And he works hard.
And All Good is another one that's at least in the past, it has been a staple.
Yeah.
But I get worried that it's not going to continue being a staple. And in an area like Deep Ellum where they will replace you fast if they can make that, lease money increase. You got to worry about those spots.
And that really is so expensive. One of my buddies, his barber used to be in Deep Ellum, and he was saying that their monthly rent at the barber shop, which is like a room maybe twice this size, was like $12,000.
Fuck.
And you got to make that cut in hair.
And just look, I've been going to Deep Ellum, since I was a teenager, and I like having Deep Ellum. But why are you so high on your horse all the time, Deep Ellum? Like you're supposed to be the cool artistic area.
Yeah.
And I've almost written off some Deep Ellum staples, I guess. Not necessarily businesses, but like I'll run into these people that are either in bands or they do, there's always these little people kind of filtering through.
Yeah.
And there's always this weird arrogance. Like they think everyone knows them or something.
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell is that? I'm trying to talk to you like a person here.
Right.
And like I had somebody on here and then we didn't release the interview because they got super weird after the interview and they were like, they were part of an organization in Deep Ellum, and I thought it was interesting to talk about that organization. And they were like, well, we can release that, but we're tied up in things, and I don't know how that's going to go. So, like, don't tag us in any promotion or anything at all.
Whoa.
I was like, well, what is it? And they're like, well, we really don't want to talk about it. It's like, well, I may not want to be associated with that. What is it? Like if you're saying it like that sounds serious. And then they get real. I reached out in the Deep Ellum Facebook community and was like, hey, I spoke to somebody from this organization. They said they're involved with some things, and I have this interview that's supposed to be released. Any idea what's going on? And then that person starts reaching out to me, kind of berating me about like, how dare you? That was private, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff.
Hey, it's a podcast.
And it's like, all the Deep Ellum people that I've interacted with, it seems like it's like that. Like you think you're part of this big thing that everyone's paying 100% attention to. It's like, hey, we all have like normal lives and stuff, right?
Right. Yeah, Deep Ellum does have a complex like that,
right?
But they've also
but $12,000 in rent for a barbershop,
stupid,
insane. Like you're telling me you can't make it work with 8 just to have a cool barbershop in your space and like the check come in and consist. You'd rather turn it over and make more money. Every couple of years, turn it over.
I know. I don't get it.
And I'm not a real estate mogul. Maybe I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I'm not either, but I can do the simple math. Like I can see why you would do that.
Yeah. But I mean, just whatever happened to be like, oh man, I got this space. It's got a cool barbershop in it. Love those people. They're awesome. They've been there for 10 years. They're great.
It's crazy. And Deep Ellum I remember a few months ago, there was like some drama. What is that bar? It was like one
Rodeo.
Of the Rodeo.
Rodeo.
And that guy made like this series of posts detailing like the commercial real estate people that were trying to redevelop Deep Ellum, and it was ugly, and it's so involved and so litigious.
It's been there for 100 years now.
Right.
But this is the most I've ever felt like, ooh, Deep Ellum could go away.
I know.
Forever.
Every time I work in Deep Ellum, I worked there for like 4 years, and I eat lunch in Deep Ellum 2 or 3 times a week, and it is like during the day so beautiful and pretty, but there's also like just this. Like, it just is so subject to the tides. Like, eating a velvet taco, and you're like, this used to be Gypsy Tea Room. Lightning Hopkins used to be in here. you know?
Exactly.
Like,
How
crazy.
Well, because it was Gypsy Tea Room. Well, talking about Charlie Crockett, when they had the Prophet Bar right there.
Yeah.
That's where I saw Charlie Crockett perform a lot of that In the Night album for the Dallas Observer Music Awards week or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, that is a moment that still etched in my mind of like, this was so cool because it's like, that was something I was anticipating. We'd heard about this guy who was kind of making waves. We had seen him in some of these dive bars playing. He's got an album, and it seems like he's going to be popping after this. And now it's like, a taco place or whatever over there. And it's like, this is fucking weird. That couldn't make it. And it was The Door, and then before that, it was something, at one point, I don't remember which iteration, like who the owner was, but at one point, that was a 3 music venue place.
Yeah, like the place behind it,
From
too.
the Prophet Bar, you could walk through the bathroom hallways into a giant room, which was the Gypsy Tea Room.
Yeah.
And that could be walled off and have one medium-sized stage and one small stage, or it could be opened up for a massive stage where they could probably sell, it had to be close to 1,000 tickets in there for the big room, right?
Yeah.
Major size venue. And every concert we ever went to there, it seemed like it was sold out. It seemed like it was a big show.
I don't understand what happened there. The first concert I ever went to in Dallas when I was a kid was at Prophet Bar. And it closed down when I lived in Denton, and I didn't really comprehend the loss until recently when, we play in all the other Deep Ellum venues and Fort Worth places. Like, there's no place like Prophet Bar. Like, it was kind of a listening room, and it could be bigger than the room itself because there's like all these like back doors.
It's very similar to Tulips, which is why Tulips works so well. Those shotgun style venues. I know Tulips is a little wider because of where their bar and everything is. But if you step into that music area, it has that same feeling where you're kind of on this hardwood floor. The stage is right in front of you. You're packed in, but it doesn't feel too tight, but it feels tight enough. And you're really locked in. And those venues are so special because you can be at the back of the room, but still see everything that's happening on stage.
I know. Tulips is awesome.
Yeah.
And it is part of why Tulips is awesome is because the shape of the building. It's crazy how kind of fickle that is.
Yeah. And, but it's like if the Prophet Bar in those places could fail, you worry about places like Tulips.
I know.
I had a crazy experience for that Esther Rose Deslons show we went to. The Deslons are a band that I thought was larger. I don't know how popular they are, but they've got great records, and you see them touring, and you're thinking, okay, we bought our tickets, and we're like, well, I don't want to be way at the back. Never been to this venue. Let's get there a little early, grab a drink, get a good spot. And we show up to this beautiful venue, easy access for parking. It's checking all the boxes.
Yes.
Staff is friendly. Like, I'm thinking, wow, it's going to be good. There was no one in the show yet. And we got there maybe, 30 minutes early. We're expecting like a little bit of a line, but we'll get like a little, nice medium seat or medium range seat.
Yeah.
And there was, 5 people in there, and we were like, this is the right night, isn't it? Yeah. Was it the Deslons? Yeah. I was like, did they sell it out? No. I was like, really? And it was a great show for us because there was probably 60 people.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And it's like, how is this beautiful of a venue struggling? Because there's 2 great artists and beautiful venue.
I know.
What more do we need to do? You know, how did the word not get out about this? It drives me crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of moving parts there. I know when I played there.
And I say that because Deep Ellum struggles at certain venues at certain times with the same problem.
Yeah.
You know, for different reasons, but
it's so weird. Like, I've come from a DIY scene too, and like some of those shows, I don't even know how all those people heard about this. All these, like, kids,
yeah,
you know, and everybody shows up, and we suddenly have a packed house. Like, we can't do this show anymore. There's not enough room for us to stand. It's like, how does that happen? Like, some of those house shows we'd even charge a cover at.
Yeah, and they'll
weird.
pay it.
And the bands were not good. You know, it was
yeah.
definitely not just loans.
I mean, something to be said about that, right? The bands aren't that good. We charged a cover. It's at a house.
Yeah.
And they were all still down for it. And even though the bands weren't that great, they were all into it.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you bring that vibe to a venue?
I don't know. It's magic, lightning in a bottle.
If you had to pick one venue that kind of does that, not a high production place like Kessler, like a medium-sized venue, who do you think's nailing that? It doesn't even have to be around here. It can be anywhere you've been in the country.
Mercury Lounge, Tulsa.
Really?
Yeah.
What are they doing?
I don't know. I don't know if they're smoking weed or what they're doing, but they've got, it's just a perfect stage. And like they take care of the artists every time. Like, the staff is super nice. The crowd is there to see music. And it's like, Mercury Lounge is legendary. You know, like, everybody the whole Red Dirt scene has played Mercury Lounge. Yeah, they've got it down somehow. Shout out Mercury Lounge.
Maybe that's the key, though, is just how do you foster that respect around your venue? You know, where you treat the venue like you're a steward of it rather than this is my thing. I don't know.
Right. They have a sense of history. There's like, you know, Merle Haggard's been here. And
yeah, you got to do it right if you've got those kind of people coming across your stage.
Yeah. But they have a pride in that history too, where some of these DFW venues, they never, you know, they never talk about that. So you never have a sense of reverence when you're looking around.
I will say my issue as a fan with a lot of DFW venues, and I like these venues. I'm not wanting these venues to go away. I want to make that clear. Healthy criticism from someone who enjoys the scene, right?
Yeah.
But can you just look like you enjoy working at a cool music venue?
I know.
Why do you look like you hate working here? You know, like, especially now that we have kids, it's like, man, I'm up way past my bedtime.
Yeah.
I had to get relatives to watch these kids.
My
This is the
feet hurt.
first concert we've seen in 2-3 months or whatever. You know, I spent more money than I wanted to. I had to pay for parking.
Yeah.
Whoever you're running through, Ticketmaster, Live Nation, I don't know what your system is, but there was some weird fucking processing fee, and I don't understand who it goes to because the artist doesn't get any of that.
Right.
And it's all computers, so who's processing shit? And, you know, and then on top of that, the drinks are expensive. And it's like when I come up to the door guy, the bartender, whoever, there's attitude.
Yeah.
And I don't know where it comes from because I'm happy to be here with you. Why are you so bothered by me?
I know.
You know?
Service
I do think
industry just struggles lately.
yeah. Have you worked service industry?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Long
we
time.
did too. You know, I waited tables, bartended, and I think I was just fortunate enough to have these veteran servers that trained me when
Yeah.
I was young and stupid, and I didn't know how to make money. I didn't
Yeah.
know how to wait tables. I didn't know all the ins and outs. And I had these people who were lifers, you know, like they weren't waiting tables because it was their choice. This
Right.
was what they did,
Yeah.
and their life depended on it.
And they took pride in it a little
They
bit.
took pride, and they were good. You know,
Yeah.
like they checked their bullshit at the door. They knew how to work the table to get the tip.
Yeah.
They didn't care about you on a personal level. They cared about your tip, and the best way to get that tip was amazing service.
And
Being
those were
quick
like
and speedy.
the funnest hangs, like the lifer
Yes.
waiters, waitresses, cooks.
Yeah.
Because like they are going to close the kitchen down faster than you've ever
Dude,
seen.
I'm telling you.
And they're going to party harder than you.
Well, and they taught me how to hustle too. Like the places I was working at, you know, you had side work. You had to clean other little things
Yeah.
before you left, and they were like, "Well, how much money do you need?" And a lot of these lifers were actually doing like more lunch stuff because it's like they tried. You know, they had kids. They were modeling their life around waiting tables now,
Yeah.
which I don't even know if you can do that. Period anymore.
Yeah,
it's
it's
tough. But they'd be like, well, why don't you charge so-and-so this much to do their side work? And they were showing you all these little side hustles to make an extra like $20 a shift, which in, you know, 2004 was more than it is now, obviously. Like it
Yeah.
was a good way to make some extra money. $20 a shift. I'm working 5 shifts a week. You can start doing math. I'm like, oh shit, back then my apartment rent was like $800. So I can get half my rent off of side work, you know? And it's like, it's no wonder I could go, you know, drink all night at the bar and still pay rent.
Yeah.
But they taught you how to hustle, and they taught you how to do it with like, oh, you're hungover? Like, we'll put your fake fucking smile on and make your money.
And
you know?
every restaurant has like the hangover pack where it's like, it's in the walk-in, just go get it. We know how to cure it.
Exactly. And I don't know, I think maybe COVID killed all those industry people that had it nailed down. Maybe they're like, fuck, I might actually be done. I got to get a different job.
I worked at the same restaurant in Denton for like 7 years, and I was a line cook, but I also did I was a key holder, did everything at that place, Metzler's Barbecue in Denton. And I graduated college December 2019, so that the winter right before the pandemic.
What a great time to enter the workforce.
Yeah. And that was at the same time where restaurants started getting the DoorDash hardware, and you start hearing that ding. And I feel like DoorDash and Postmates, all that stuff, everybody blames the pandemic for decline in service industry. It's DoorDash, dude. Like, because they're not hiring more people to accommodate for these DoorDash orders, but everybody who's sitting in the lobby, their quality of their food and their service is suffering because every fucking 5 seconds you hear that DoorDash chime. And I remember I only did it for a couple weeks because I graduated and left after we got the DoorDash hardware, but I remember hearing that sound, and it was worse than the phone ringing for call-in orders.
Right.
It's just like, who the fuck across town is ordering this now?
And now you got a boss telling you, like, stay on top of those.
Yes.
And so the customer inside is being sacrificed.
Yeah.
Never thought about it that way. That's a great point. Because you do see that there's always 2 or 3 people just busting ass over there, and then this side is slowing down.
Yeah.
But then I guess that goes back to what we were talking about, just the overall kind of greed and how you could adjust that a little bit. If you're making that many more DoorDash orders, can't you hire a couple more people?
You'd think, especially if you're paying them $2 an hour.
Yeah,
plus tips.
Thank you. Yeah, like I served for so long, and I loved making tips because you could make good money.
Right.
But then it's like you get a little older, and you're like, Jesus, like we are just subsidizing wages.
Yeah.
I mean, I was happy I made money, but why should that customer have to pay my salary essentially?
It's crazy.
And
in Europe, like if you tip somebody out there, it's like a weird, awkward thing that you just did.
Yeah. We went to a place that had great service for the first time, I feel like, in forever. And it's like you were saying, the service industry's been hit so hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad to hear somebody who's also worked service industry say that, because I just feel like this crotchety old guy where it's like, shit isn't like it used to be.
right.
But really it is. And we went to this place, Anchor Sushi, which is it's a nicer place. And it's somewhere you go a little more for an occasion, unless you're a more wealthy person, then it's probably your like everyday dining. Like it's Chili's for wealthy people. And but it's like we walk in, there's like 3 hostess up there. They're almost like unison robots. Like, hi, welcome, how are you? And you're like, I'm good, thanks. And then the server we get, this is not like, a teenager whose mom made them get a job. This is a person
a pro.
This is an adult, and this is their career. And I was like, fuck yeah. And it was some of the best service we'd had in a while. And then on top of that, like, food was delicious, everything was great. And it's like, they didn't rip us off. Like, we didn't leave out of there with like a $300 bill. It was a little pricier, but when we got the bill, I was like, oh, I thought it was going to be more than that. This is actually pretty good. And then we were able to put that money that we thought we were going to spend into the tip.
Yeah.
Because that guy was incredible. So it's like, all right, let's put down a fat tip like we did in our service industry days, because they earned it,
Yeah.
But it feels like if you tell modern, maybe younger service industry people that, like, if you work a little harder, I'll throw you a fat tip, that all they hear is like, you're telling me I'm not working hard.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying like a little extra effort, you would probably increase what you make here by 30%.
Yeah.
And the people would be happy about paying you more. And it's hard to, like, again, I had those veteran servers who they communicated it in they were just like, do you want to make money, or do you want to get a different fucking job?
Right,
like, you suck at this.
Yeah, why'd you get this job?
Yeah, and they're like, you're messing up my money now, and if you do that for another hour, I'm going to make you work with somebody else.
Yeah.
And they would just tell it to you, but then they showed you every little bit. And I was very thankful that someone showed you the hustle, but I feel like it's harder to show that hustle where people are receptive to it now.
Yeah, because it is kind of, I don't know.
Because you feel like, well, these companies are fucking us over. If I work harder, I'm not going to get anything anyway.
Right. Yeah, why would I work harder?
Yeah.
Like, I'm already here selling my time. Why should I sell effort?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like where I'm still of that thinking. It's like, man, if you're rolling up a burrito, just roll the fucking burrito the best you can, and then carry that ethic into whatever else you're doing, and like that kind of discipline pays off eventually with whatever your craft is.
Yeah.
And even though it's a burrito, you're honing discipline, and that discipline pays off. But
Yeah.
trying to get someone psyched about rolling a burrito,
It's tough.
I understand. I understand.
I know.
That's
and I've rolled burritos before.
You know what I'm saying?
And it is
Did y'all ever have competitions though when you were in service industry, like the best at something or the fastest at something?
yeah.
You know, like
I don't think it was ever like structured, but when a good one would happen,
just between you and a buddy or
Yeah,
something.
we'd be like, "Hey, look at that bitch! That's a good turkey melt."
Like when I bartended, it's like we'd have these little unofficial competitions of like, you know, who can pour the most beers, but the head's all even on the beer, the foam, you know, and it's like consistency,
Yeah.
with not just fast, like is your shit good,
Right.
You know? And we took pride in our shitty bartending jobs,
Yeah.
you know, and I don't know.
We actually did. I had at Metzler's. We would have every holiday season for Thanksgiving and Christmas. We would sell like deboned turkeys or whole smoked turkeys, and we'd do 40 at a time. And so we would let these things cool off, and then we would close the kitchen down, and after they were cooled off, we would debone all 40 turkeys. And I got down to like a minute 45.
Dang.
And we would have that just a competition. We'd all be in there drinking beer, deboning turkeys.
Deboning turkey. And the thing is, like, if you explain that to most people, they're just like, that sounds like a shit job.
No, it was a great
You're like,
time.
I don't know, man. It's fun, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to tell. What job is incredible, first of all?
Yeah.
What job do I love every minute here.
Right.
We all hate our jobs, but like, I want to have a good time with my coworkers. I want to make a little money. I don't want to hate this place every time I come here.
Yeah.
And my first job ever was at a restaurant pizza place. Like it was small town, literally like the only restaurant. So it was one of those places where you can get like a pizza and a country fried steak. That kind of
amazing.
stuff. But it's like, you know, as stupid as it sounds, it's like we took pride in like who could fold, 50 pizza boxes the fastest because we're in the rush right now and we need more.
It is
You know?
stuff like that makes it go by a little quicker.
And it's like, it doesn't sound like you should be able, like, you shouldn't want to take pride in folding a pizza box quickly, but goddamn, we did.
Yeah.
And it's something about that skill of folding that pizza box translated into work ethic that translated into like, okay, now when I get to do the things I want to do, that work ethic is serving me well.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, really.
getting you psyched about a pizza box, I get it. We weren't psyched about it. We were just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Yeah, it is as a teamwork thing too. I still carry a lot of the, like, the skills I learned knocking out a rush at Starbucks or something. Like I take
You
that
worked
with
at
me
Starbucks
everywhere.
too?
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
There you go. Old Starbucks though.
Yeah.
Before the apps and before all the crazy food.
Before apps. Yeah.
When it was a cool job.
Thanksgiving blend was still new.
Yeah, that was a great job. Sorry, you were going on about knocking out rushes at Starbucks.
No, yeah, it's just like that conditioned me for busy times in my regular life and just handling stress in general.
You ever see like a server now where they look like they're flustered and busy, and you're like, God,
Yeah.
I would kill this.
I know.
Like
I do too.
My wife and I are like, do we need to get back in the game? Like,
Yeah.
do we need to get a little service industry job, make a little money, have some fun?
Yeah.
Because you're like, you only got 4 tables. We could work.
I work this table, come home with $300.
That's what I'm saying. And it's like, do y'all know the money you're leaving there?
Yeah.
But
I'm like a chronic flow state watcher. And I feel like I haven't seen as much of it as I used to be. But like in any job I get into, whether it's like knocking out the rush or doing dishes or whatever, like just getting in a rhythm where you can feel it all of a sudden that there's no wasted motion in anything you're doing. Like that, I have a fetish for that. Not really, but
no,
like,
it's like pick your thing.
Yeah.
You make doorknobs for a living. But when you see a master at it, where
Yeah.
like you said, no effort's wasted, where they look like they're moving so slow, but when you time it, it's actually quick.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck. And then you see the person who's moving erratically, but it's actually slow.
yeah,
That kind of stuff where you're just like, damn, you're making that look so easy. It must be hard.
Yeah.
It must be hard.
yeah. Like some people move and it looks like like a blown out tire where it's like absolute inefficient transfer of motion. But
Yeah. Well, talking about being a line cook, you ever seen, somebody cooking, 30 burgers?
oh yeah.
And you're like, how do you manage that?
Yeah.
And that's a skill I hope you're getting paid well for.
Yeah.
And that's why I hate the corporate greed of it all. Because it's like, can you pay the guy who's managing 30 burgers flawlessly with multiple different temperatures, and he's got to time it with the mozzarella sticks over there? Like, can we pay that person? Yeah, I don't think the burger guy needs to have a Lamborghini, but
Right.
can we make sure they can afford a Toyota Corolla and a 1-bedroom apartment with no problem?
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I know.
And it's like, even a corporate one, like, you watch the In-N-Out workers.
Yeah.
Through the thank God
Chick-fil-A too.
Chick-fil-A, man, and you watch them, and it's like these people don't care about these jobs, but it's still a machine somehow,
Right?
And it's working well.
Both of those restaurants have some kind of model that works. I don't know what they do.
You know what my opinion is? Overstaffing.
Yeah, they are
They
overstaffed.
understand the value of losing money on more employees.
Yeah,
Okay, we only need 8 to make this place run. Let's do 25.
yeah.
and you can literally, like, how many times have you gone to either of those places? There has literally been 2 drive-through lines to the street,
Yeah.
and you're thinking, well, it'll probably only take like 6-7 minutes.
I know, it's crazy.
You know?
But you go to Whataburger and there's 3 cars in the drive-thru, and you're like, "Fuck, I'm gonna be here an hour and a half."
You know where Whataburger lost it?
Chicago
They
bought it.
sold it out.
I know.
They sold it out. Again, we had the Texas people who cared,
Yep.
and it was phenomenal. And now we have the people who don't know the history,
Yeah.
don't know the roots.
Private equity's got its claws so deep in everything. When you call a plumber, you're calling a private equity firm. Like they've cheapified a lot of stuff. I don't know.
I desperately want to become a billionaire, but only to break down those industries again.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go, no. We opened up a chain of restaurants, and I think I make like 3% off the whole thing. Like, I don't really make much money, but like, it's a great place to eat if you want to go check it out.
Right.
Like, burgers are delicious,
Yeah.
people are friendly, and just see, like, I mean, just fuck the money. I just bring me back good, decent businesses where people, it's a job, you hate your job, but you are like, that's a good job.
Right.
I don't mind it.
Yeah.
Flipping burgers.
I know, and it's
Gets
rare.
me out the house.
Everybody wants to be an influencer or a fucking musician, I guess.
Yeah, but artistic endeavors, real ones. Like I have a big hate towards like modern art because it's just all money laundering.
Right.
But
It really is.
But regular real art, musicians. I mean, these are things that are important to culture for people to blow off steam when they do leave their jobs that they hate.
Yeah.
And that's important. It's an important balance to have, and it might be, a big reason why we're all irritated with each other is that we're getting less and less people going to live events. A concert, an art show, a bar that they love with a, even if it's just a small local singer-songwriter, like you're getting out of the house, you're blowing off some steam, you're around your peers in your neighborhood, not even people but just you're seeing that like, people aren't as horrible as I think they are when I'm just scrolling on my Doom machine all day.
It's so true.
And the balance of that artistic stuff is so important to your city even functioning on a business level.
Yeah.
Like your person working in that office all day for this whatever corporate bullshit, if you're a greedy corporate bastard, you're happier employees because they have nightlife to go do. They're all going to make you more money when they come back happy because they had a great weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, they built that whole city around Chernobyl. And what did you ever watch the documentaries on those?
No, I've watched.
They have this series which isn't very accurate.
I watched the series.
It's
That's what
good.
I
It's a good
watched.
series. But there's a real documentary on it too, and they're interviewing people that live there, and they're like, "It was a wonderful city. Like we had all these events, we had all these things to do. We loved living there. It was considered like a privilege to live in this more modern area. It was like sort of an experimental way of living for them.
Yeah.
And they were like, there were all these concerts down in this one area that we would go to all the time, and
And they had like a modern energy source too.
yeah. So it was,
Wow.
but the importance that they, the Soviet Union of all people were like, no. If they don't have culture and things to keep them happy, they won't come work at this.
Right.
It's like, I feel like we're losing that first part. Is like, okay, yeah, even if you're screwing them,
Yeah.
you got to keep them happy.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah. You got to like make them want to come back to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's crazy.
What has been your most, what do you feel like has been working for you getting people to shows? What do you like doing and what works for you?
I mean, if it's off Instagram, it's just like something like some, I don't know, organic post. I have like a folder in my phone of just photos of weird stuff I catch throughout the day. And I'm quick draw with the phone. If I see, like I took a picture last night at a show of a guy with a beer on the back of his head. That's going somewhere.
I like it.
But I don't know.
That's life, man.
I can't really bring myself to do like the traditional promo, like, hey, David here.
It sucks, right?
In your city. Like, I just can't. I can't bring myself.
There's these two improvisers, famous ones, Middleditch and Schwartz.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the main character from Silicon Valley, and then it's the. Did you ever watch Parks and Recreation?
Yes.
John Ralphio.
Oh, yeah. That guy's hilarious.
So those two guys do improv specials that they release. They're just big improv guys. But when they first started doing that, like probably 5 or 6 years ago, maybe even longer, that's what their social media was just them being fucking stupid and not like, hey guys, so we've got 3 weeks of shows coming up, and blah, 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 blah. And like one of them, I remember they were zooming in on the guy like across the house. He's in the yard by the sliding door or something, or the apartment that he's in. And he's just weirdly drinking water out of the water hose.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right. And it just has like show here or there, but it's like, hell yeah.
It's stuff like that.
I believe y'all probably were just sitting there and this guy is like, hey, this is funny looking, isn't it? And he's like, wait, let's film that real quick. Hold on.
It really is stuff like that. It's like use a video where you could have used a picture, and it's just like, it's a more interesting post. But yeah, it is so stupid.
I was trying to convince Jackson when he was in here to, he was saying him and his brother are like fixing up motorcycles.
Yeah, they got a couple Honda CBs that they've been working on.
And I was like, dude, you should just abandon music promotion and just make your whole social media about you fixing up these bikes. And then just be like, oh, and we do have a show.
Truly, that's kind of
it. Probably would work.
Like I've been not building guitars from scratch, but I've been making these parts casters with my name on them. And it's just like a good, effective kind of promo thing. Like when I was building that, I was doing a step-by-step update on everything, and it was so exciting for me. And the whole time I was like, damn, if I had a show right now, like I'm getting more views on this guitar stuff than I get on music stuff.
I think you don't even worry about doing the shows for that. I think you just, like, I think people who love that are going to naturally get curious, look at your bio and go, because the first thing is going to be like, well, who is this guy? What does he know about guitars?
Right.
Why would I give a shit?
Yeah.
And then they go, oh, he plays in some of these bands. Well, what do I care about these bands? Let me listen to one of these shitty bands. Well, that was not bad, but I bet the other one sucks. Like,
Oh, this one's weird.
and I think they just naturally find it. And so, like, it's hard to accept that slow burn is really the way you want to go.
Yeah.
And that what we think is that quick success is you're always seeing that last bit of that kind of exponential curve of success for these artists. But I think what you're doing, like the people who follow you building guitars and then find out you playing these acts and come watch a show, that's someone who's really clicking with you somehow.
Yeah.
And that's going to be, that's worth so much more. And then more importantly, if you bump into these people at the show, you might actually just like them.
Yeah.
And just be like, wow. They came to a show, but they're pretty cool. Now I'm interested in what they do.
It's always the case. Like
it's a better relationship than just, please spend money for my show.
Right. Yeah, which is a tough sell.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, because like I've had a few people reach out and they're like, hey man, if you let me look at your stats and your stuff, like I can show you how you can get more engagement. And I'm like, I don't care about that. Please. I don't want to do that shit.
Know.
Because the people who I would attract with that are not people I don't really want. I mean, I'll take anybody who wants to listen and learn about new music and comics and blah, blah, blah. But if I had to like really find you and I'm begging you, I don't know. That seems like neither of us want to be here.
It is. Yeah, it's weird. And also, I'm sure you've gotten like the people reaching out on, they're reaching out to my email and they're like, hey, we can promise you this many listens with playlist placement. And I'll go, like there was one of them where I was emailing this guy who I am almost sure that was a real guy, but he was like, yeah, you'll be on these huge playlists. And I go look at the playlist and it's all like people I've never heard of, right? So I'm not on this playlist that people are listening to because they like Charlie Crockett or something.
Right.
Like I'm on this algorithmic playlist that's hooked up to 1 million Spotify accounts.
Yeah.
And I think that's a pretty common thing because I get those emails every 2 weeks. Like, we'll boost your Spotify numbers. It's like, that's not going to be real.
Well, and how much do you care about something like Spotify right now?
When I first released, I was obsessed with it, constantly checking the stats. But it really, I think in total streaming numbers, I've probably made $150.
And how many people do you get where they're like, I discovered you on Spotify and now I'm a huge fan? I think it goes the other way.
Yeah.
I think I saw you at a show or I heard about you through this thing and then I went to Spotify.
Yeah, it's weird. Spotify is strange. I hate Spotify.
Me too.
But
podcast is on it, but I hate it.
Yeah. But there's like the tracking that they have for artists is really kind of cool. Like there's like some days I'll log in and be like, wow, I had a big day in Helsinki randomly. Like that's strange.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works. I don't know how they promote. But yeah, they're one of the new evil ones. I'm sorry, my phone keeps going on.
Oh, go ahead, check it. Make sure nobody's in a wreck or anything.
Yeah. I got in a wreck recently.
Yeah.
Stupid. It was in that parking lot where Mercedes-Benz was filmed.
You need to take a break or anything?
No.
Okay.
No, it just keeps buzzing.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, what bugs me the most about Spotify is it could be incredible.
Yeah.
It could be the best thing for the music industry. These artists, like, you could revive touring. You could revive incredible, we spent 4 months in the studio writing this amazing concept album that we were working on. And, with a little bit, they're publicly traded, which is the problem.
Yeah.
Right? When you got shareholders, you got to make more.
Right.
But if you didn't do that, if you just were Spotify, that was a private company, and you paid the artist, you would revolutionize the music industry. All the money that you could be getting off CD sales like they had in the 90s and 2000s, you could be having now, and then the touring industry would grow. All of it would grow, And it's like, or something even more revolutionary. It's like, why maybe Spotify needs to open up, 50 music venues across the country, one in each state, that can put you on a 50-state tour with bands that are going to do well with you, and you can all benefit from ticket sales. I don't know.
That's
You've
a good idea.
got the fucking money.
I know.
You've got the base. You've got all of it.
You got the
At what
attention.
point is the greed enough? Like, can you do something cool for music again?
Right.
Can you show me Jack White running Spotify, please?
Yeah.
And what we can take $1 billion from here and do this.
Yeah.
And then we found out once we actually invested in that, we made more money. We were cooler and we made money. Because he proved all that with Third Man Records. Those were all terrible business decisions.
Yeah.
And now it's wildly successful.
It's insane, yeah.
But if you didn't give it the however many years it took to marinate and turn into this, they would have just been like, well, the return on that's going to take a little longer than we wanted, and we got to get something in here by the third quarter.
I know. And that's that's the exact fucking language.
Yeah. But really, really think about, the CEO of Spotify goes on an acid trip or something and comes back and is like, I'm going to make the music industry great.
I'm actually not going to use my money for cruise missiles anymore.
And he's just like, what if we did it all? What if we did independent small venues? We don't run them. We just finance people in each neighborhood, let them do their thing. Then we do mid-range. Then we get a couple theaters, and then we do festivals, and it's all on the up and up. We pay the artist. We do all this, where people would be like, well, I hate that they run everything, but God, they treat us well, and those last albums were great.
Yeah. I've thought one of my early critiques of Spotify is like, why don't you guys have liner notes? Like, you have the perfect platform for information. Words don't take up any
the cool
memory.
shit that was in CDs that we don't get to access anymore,
Like
where
this-
I feel like I'm connecting with you.
Yeah, you could have made that better because CDs can't have videos in the slips.
Where you have a collage of 60 pictures that you randomly took that you talked about over the year.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, look, it tells me so much more about you.
Yeah.
And then I connect without ever meeting you.
You could make that album so much more impactful and meaningful if it was like a multimedia platform. And also, like, here's my ideal world with Spotify.
Okay.
That there is that kind of multimedia approach to Spotify albums where there's videos and like production notes and stuff like that. Like, these pedals were used on this console. Like, I would love that stuff. I would eat that up. And also maybe a link to buy a CD. I know that they've got like whatever Printify, like you can buy a shirt. But
Yeah. I mean, you could just and you only know that if you're people like us who look for that.
Yeah.
There's got to be a way where you can throw those links in a way to where the more casual listener who isn't like a music nerd and doesn't think like, well, I really want to support this band. Where can I find it? Let me scroll and find and dig. They're not going to go past a couple clicks. You know what I mean? How can you do that? Be like, hey, you love this? They put a vinyl out. This would support them. You should consider buying this. And you could find a way to help that artist make more money without even dipping into your fucking pocket.
Yeah. I would love to
You could be cool about it, is all I'm saying.
I'd love to see a Jack White or somebody like that be CEO of Spotify.
How much money do you think Jack has? Do you think he's getting close to $1 billion yet? Probably not.
He's probably there. He's got that baseball bat company too. He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I like the War Stick stuff, but
Yeah.
are they profitable? I don't know anything about that thing. I'm just thinking like White Stripes money, all the Seven Nation Army money. My God,
I can't imagine.
My son's daycare had a child. Like, they sent me a video of him like dancing around at daycare with the other kids. Like, oh, they're having fun. We're having a little cupcake party or something. And there's some little weird techno Disney song in the background, just some generic, no words or nothing. And then all of a sudden it goes to a break, and it's like a weird, like a melodica or something. It's like boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom. It's like wait. Jack White's getting licensing off of that right now. That's
so
incredible.
crazy.
How did this song do this?
And he's making good money off it too, I'm sure.
Right. Okay. So he's got those royalties. He's
Yeah.
got his solo work, which is great. The Raconteurs,
Yep.
the Dead Weather,
Yeah.
plus the Third Man stuff. And he seems to be a savvy businessman.
And the Fender stuff too. I was just at
That's
Tone
right.
Shop
He's got
before I came
he's
here.
got the amps and the cool guitars
yeah.
now.
Those amps are badass.
Did you play the amp? Because that
I
amp
played
has
the
like
amp.
it's like 115 and a 10 or something.
Yeah, it's a 15 and a 10. I think it's also got a tweeter, but it's got
and
like
you can separate the reverb to like only one speaker or something,
yes.
right?
And
Yeah.
you can run it in series or you can run it stereo. It's so sick.
The only thing that would make me hesitate to buy something like that is it would be some of the first times I would ever think about buying like an artist version of something.
Right.
But it is that cool.
It is that cool.
That like I wouldn't care if people saw the yellow knobs and knew I bought an artist thing.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, it's a cool
I've
fucking
kind of
amp.
strayed away from that. I bought a J Mascis Squire Jazzmaster.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to just break down all the stigma because that is my favorite guitar I've ever had. And it's got J Mascis signature on the back of it. More importantly, it's got the fucking Squire logo on the front.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you know what? I sound
Why care?
better than you, so
Yeah, exactly.
listen to this thing.
But it is. It's like, can Jack amass enough wealth to do these things? Where, because he tried to get in on Tidal streaming, which was
Right.
going to attempt to do better Spotify.
Right. And Jay
And
did.
it fell through, right?
Jay-Z did it, and yeah, it kind of fell through. I mean,
What's like, and if you have Jay-Z and Jack White, how can you not beat Spotify?
I know.
How'd they drop the fucking ball on that?
I don't know. I mean,
Because it was even going to be higher quality audio, all the things we want.
and it is, and Tidal, honestly.
it still there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Tidal's
Okay.
good. I have a lot of friends who use Tidal, and it's.
Maybe I'll try switching over and see what happens.
I just switched to Apple Music, and there are some things I don't like about it, but I mean, it's the lesser of two evils, but it's still fucking evil.
Yeah. Well, have you ever seen the thing where talking about like Gen X people, where like the reason they're so bitter about like streaming and everything, and they're like, we bought our music on cassette, then we bought it on CD, or
Yeah.
we bought it on vinyl, then we bought it on cassette, we bought it on CD, then we bought it streaming, and like fucking quit changing it.
No, then you bought it iTunes, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah,
you're
I
able
had
to
so
stream
many
it.
albums on iTunes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I don't know where those are anymore.
I know. Yeah, you bought them for $9.99, and they're all just gone.
Yeah. So, yeah, cool Spotify. I mean, I had hoped Bandcamp would be able to figure it out.
Yeah.
And they're great, but it's not as intuitive as Spotify
No,
yet.
it's a UX issue.
They need to hire some tech people and
I
sort
would
that
love
shit.
to use only Bandcamp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but to
way.
the casual, you go to work and be like, did you check out that new thing on Bandcamp? They're like,
Right.
what?
And it's
then you
also-
show it to them, it's like, this is fucking clunky.
Yeah.
For 2025, hire some tech people, fix this.
I know. Or you could, yeah.
There's some nerds who love music who will take a little less compensation to make cooler Bandcamp.
Be the person who made Bandcamp
Yeah.
beat Spotify.
To destroy Spotify,
Yeah.
to do it the right way.
I would love that.
Yeah. But I truly wonder, it's like, man, y'all have so much money. And it's like, at some point, you'd like to think at some point they loved music if they made this platform.
Right.
You had to like it a little,
know.
right? It wasn't all just business, was it?
Swedish people love music.
Is he a
but-
Swedish person?
Spotify's a Swedish company.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's crazy, too, because I love their cars.
Yeah, they got great cars, but they've also got a lot
Great
of
machines.
Crazy. Yeah. They also have a lot of like crazy mega companies that, like Husqvarna, Spotify, IKEA,
That's
Uber,
true. That's true.
like all huge Swedish conglomerates.
Well, it's the easy access to illegal bank accounts, right?
I guess so. Yeah, it's right next door, and you can also, like, I don't know, they really make a lot of money off Americans.
Dude, I never even thought about that. But they do it with such a style. Like, I do like IKEA.
Yeah.
I like how simple and clean everything
like, damn,
feels.
plywood did that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, with the Volvos, like those are fantastic cars.
Yeah.
I like that that's better than a Mercedes because it doesn't feel like a Mercedes.
Right.
But it's still a luxury, expensive vehicle.
Yeah, but they didn't do too much. They just did exactly what they needed to do.
Well, yeah, and like the cars that they're making have looked the same for about 10 years.
Yeah,
Little teeny tiny adjustments, but the 10-year-old version still looks pretty solid.
I know.
You're like, this is a nice car.
And it runs great, but the 40-year-old one runs better somehow.
Yeah. Well, dude, I used to think it's just old people. Like, you hear your grandparents, your parents, like, shit was better.
Yeah.
And then you hit that age and you're like, fuck, it was. And it keeps getting worse.
I know.
Everything is shit all
I
the
know.
time. And I hate feeling like that. Well, like, look, we're talking to these SMB microphones, right? Sure, maybe it's one of our last strongholds of like the 7B, this microphone, the SM58,
Yeah. Military
or
spec.
SM57, and it's like, how have y'all just made one thing well for this long, and you kept the price pretty much the same?
Yeah.
All this inflation, and you can still go get the same $100 microphone, right?
I know. I have this same mic. I use it every day, and it's at my desk, and it's a perfect.
There's nothing to it, right?
Yeah.
It's like, you plug it in, you set it up, and then it does the things.
It works. And I've seen some of these that are beat to shit still making perfect sound.
I bought 2 extras.
Yeah.
Because if I have you in here and the mic shits out, I don't want to, have to cancel. And it's like, I got to dust them off every now and then.
Right.
Because these, part of me was like, do I cycle them through just to make sure? I was like, no, I think I can leave it in a box for 12 years. And
You
it'll
really
work.
can. You really can.
But it's like, that's what I want to see is the mindset about this microphone in every company. In and out. We make burgers.
Yeah.
That's all we fucking do.
And we do it great.
We do a great job at a burger.
I'm on a Reddit thread called Buy It for Life,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just the whole thread is stuff like what we're talking about right now, like Benchmade knives.
What's some of the
Yeti
more obscure cool things on there where you're like, because that's my shit. It's like I want a refrigerator that lasts 50 years.
Oh yeah, they do have some like certain Whirlpool washer and dryers that were part of a laundromat at some point that are just totally repairable. Not only repairable, but you could easily fabricate a part for it.
Right. Simple things that work well.
Yes.
Well, that's true creative engineering, though, where you think, what are the fewest parts? Because the more parts I have, the less reliable. What are the fewest parts that'll still get this job done great?
Yeah.
And
that's what I think. Like I looked at one of the new Forerunners, not to buy. I just want to put my hands on it. And under the hood, it looks like a rat's nest.
Yeah.
And it's like turbocharged, hybrid, 4-cylinder. What are y'all doing?
Yeah.
Like you had a perfect thing going.
I have a Tacoma.
Yeah.
It's a 2017.
I got a 2018 Forerunner.
Yeah. So even that generation, when I bought it, I was like, a lot of technology on
Yeah.
there.
But looking back, like that 4.0 is bulletproof. It's going to run forever.
And now mine compared to the newer ones, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, oh, I'm glad I bought mine.
Yeah.
And now I don't ever want to sell this thing. But then, we were talking about watching Top Gear earlier.
Yeah.
Where they destroyed the Hilux, the version of the Tacoma everywhere else. Literally hitting it with a wrecking ball, setting it on fire, drowning it in the ocean, and dropping it from a building. Yeah. And can you drive it every day? No. But it started up, and they drove it, 30 feet or whatever.
I'm so frustrated that there's a new Toyota mini trucks. Have you seen those? That are totally modular.
They don't sell them here, right?
No, they're like $10K. Mm-hmm. Me and a couple buddies, it's actually the 2 guys that I filmed that donut video with. Mm-hmm. Something fell through on it, but we were going to buy a shipping container full of those mini trucks. But like the older ones that like you see at a plant farm.
Because it's got to be, 25 years old or something?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And like they're all left-hand drive. And
wait, you say the mini trucks. You're talking about the key trucks, the K trucks?
I don't know.
The tiny ones.
They're tiny. It's like a 2-door with a flatbed.
Yes. Yeah.
We could buy you had to buy the whole container full of them, but it was like 15 of them.
Yeah.
And it's like $4K to ship it, and we were like, well, if we all went in on it, we could maybe buy a house after this.
Yeah. I mean, because that is one of the things I want to get, because it's got the same size bed as my current Toyota Tacoma.
Yeah.
And I'm all about would I rather get a GMC Denali $85,000 truck that I worry about the maintenance and getting scratched and status symbol bullshit, right? Stuff that's going to fucking frustrate me, and deal with this dealer who's telling me all this bullshit and whatever. Or could I buy this little 2-seater truck, and when me and my 5-year-old son drive to Home Depot, it feels silly and fun and cool. And that seems like more fun.
Yeah.
Couple grand to... Let's say it was $10,000.
Yeah.
$10,000 for a truck you'll keep your whole life, you can actually work on, and you just feel silly and fun when you drive it.
Yeah.
That sounds way better than cool.
I know.
And
those, you can find them on Facebook Marketplace for like $4,000.
Yeah, because I think we hit that mark where a ton of them are, because I looked into it a little bit. Something with the Japanese tax on cars or insurance or something, the larger your car is, the increase in that amount.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's a road tax for repairs or what.
I think it is.
So they make a ton of these. It's KEI, and I can't remember if it's K or Key, but key cars. And so they have little sedans, little hatchbacks, and then they have these trucks. And they still make brand new ones. You could go buy a 2026 if you wanted to, if you lived in Japan. But our import laws, we have to wait, I think it's 20 or 25 years before we're allowed to import those in.
What the hell?
Right. It's who knows what political bullshit it is.
I know. I saw recently, there's a new Japan-U.S. whatever meeting that they had, and now for the first time, Japan is able to buy F-150s.
Oh,
yeah.
Give them the F-150s and give me more of that Japanese shit because they're living in the fucking future over there. And they have such a better work ethic, like Toyota Japan.
Yeah.
I worry that I don't know if the North American divisions do this,
Yeah.
but when I was reading about like why is the 1989 Corolla bulletproof or whatever it is, and they were comparing how many times the line is stopped when they're assembling these cars. So someone's installing a seat bracket and the screw strips out as they're installing it, and they stop the line. They evaluate the screw. They decide, do we need to re-engineer this, or was this a one-off problem? And they will stop the line until they fix that problem. That's crazy. And they were saying, like, in a year, Toyota might stop their line. I'm making these numbers up, but just for the effect. But they might stop it, 600 times in a year, and Ford or something might do like 80.
Whoa.
And that was like their difference.
So just keep it rolling, get a bunch of lemons out there?
Yeah, and not Ford specifically, but just a comparison of an American company versus Japanese Toyota.
Yeah.
And that's why if you go get Japanese-made Toyotas from 80s, 90s, or whatever, when they started working like that, they're just incredible. And you see so many of them on the road because they took so much pride in like, no, we noticed this wire is faulty, so we need to, on the next model, we need to fix this wire.
Yeah.
It's
even Japanese-made guitars are some of the best guitars out there.
Yeah.
Like a made-in-Japan Strat, better than any American you could get.
Isn't that nuts that you see like a made in Mexico, made in America versus Japanese, and you're like, oh, Japanese. For something like a Fender.
I know.
And it's like, I'll say this, man, I just bought for my 40th birthday, my wife got me a new Telecaster.
Love it.
It's the most money I've ever spent on a Telecaster. I always had a used made in Mexico, whatever.
Yeah.
She bought me, I can't even remember. I don't buy nice guitars, so I can't even remember what it is, but it's it's American made. I think it's the Deluxe. And it's
Deluxe player or something?
Yeah, it's in the Texas T color.
Love it.
And let me find it real quick just so I can. But
I love a Telecaster sound.
I got to be honest, a little disappointed with it.
Really?
Yeah, let me
Does it have the noiseless pickups in it?
Mm-hmm.
I don't like the noiseless pickups. They're not as alive.
Yeah. Well, let me see what it was.
I want a pickup that can like hear me burp. I like those kind.
It wasn't that one. It's not the American Ultra. That's like extra expensive.
Yeah. I just played so many guitars at Tone Shop.
It's the tier below Ultra, whatever that is. So it was like I think it was right around like $2,000.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, not the most expensive, but for the average player, that's a very expensive guitar.
Yeah, it should be a guitar that blows your socks off.
You know what blows my mind away is it feels like the quality on this thing fucking sucks.
Yeah.
The pickups are fine. I knew I was getting the noiseless, and I wanted to sacrifice. I don't like a lot of that hum.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Drives me crazy because if you use a distortion pedal, it's like you got to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
So for like a more casual player, I was like, I want a little more silence.
Yeah.
Truth be told, I love big semi-hollow body humbucker, so I want my single coil without the noise so I can kind of get the best of that,
I feel that.
But like the tone knob on it, I turn it and it's one of those where like you turn it, clicks, and it does something to the pickup to get a different thing. But if you roll it off the other direction where it's supposed to just roll off naturally, it'll hit a certain point and then it fucks up and it has like a noticeable like dip real fast into it. It's a brand new guitar.
That's weird.
One of the knobs feels like way clunkier than the others, things like that. What was the other? There was one other piece where I was like, what the fuck? And it's like, I like it. I was like, eventually I'll take it to Luthier and just get these things touched up. I don't want to deal with like sending it back and all this kind of shit. But it was just like, man, this is like not the feeling you would expect in the price range of that guitar.
Yeah.
For how old is Fender? How old is that company?
I think they just had their 75th anniversary.
75 years, and I got to worry about the fucking tone knob at a multi-$1,000 guitar.
That's crazy.
When I could probably go get the cheap Squire, and it won't have that issue.
Yeah, because it was made in that Court factory in Indonesia.
You know what I'm saying?
I have recently become privy to how like every single guitar that we play outside of like American or Mexican guitars all happens in like 1 square mile in the Court factory. I think it's in China.
I didn't know that.
and they are fully open about it. Like there's a few people that have gone and toured them and given full, like, here's the PRS section, here is the Ibanez Fender section. But yeah, everything is built there. All of it comes from there's different different classes of like wood and electronics, but everybody's using the same tool. Everybody goes to lunch at the same cafeteria, but it's all Epiphone, Squier, Fender. All of it made
so it's
out
all
there.
an illusion anyway.
Yeah. That was part of the thing that frustrated me when I started doing I call them Forsyth belly casters. Is I was like, I just want to feel what it's like to have a guitar that is perfectly grounded, that has all of the best electronics in it, with solder joints that I know and can quality check, and a perfect setup. And so, like, end to end, I was like, there's going to be no failure point on this whole thing. And I got just super obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And it is like...
But why are you more obsessed with that than I make my living off of making guitar person?
Right.
Right? Like,
I know. It's crazy.
Why isn't Fender that obsessive?
Yeah.
You know, speaking about cars, it's like Rolls-Royce has a specialist that hand paints the pinstripes that's been doing it for however long because they're just perfection. You know, and they pay that person to do that. We don't do that with guitars anymore.
I know.
You
it's
know,
crazy.
and
the CNC machine.
Yeah, and the fact that you will do that. You know, I'm sure you've seen those pictures where it's like all the new guitar necks are like sitting in a 50-gallon drum that they pull them out of or something. It's like, what the fuck is that?
I know, it's crazy.
But you'll get it, and it's like handcrafted.
Yeah. Fuck no, it wasn't.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna love this guitar because it was a gift from my wife, and it is a good guitar.
Yeah.
It's just, you know, it plays incredibly well, you know, and I have a hard time playing on nicer guitars because I'm so used to playing on clunky guitars.
Right.
And so all my movements, I'm like, ooh, I gotta adjust this a little now. I get used to like nice things.
Right.
It's like the first time I'm eating with a fork.
Yeah. This one doesn't cut me when I play it.
Yeah, and but it did make me realize, like, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy anything this expensive again because I have more fun playing on my $380 Ibanez semi-hollow body that I bought when I was 18 for, you know, nothing at Brooks Mays, and it still plays perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
I've had so many guitars in my life, and it's like, at this point, the guitars that I've had for the longest is a Squier and an Epiphone. And it's just, like, I don't know. It doesn't... It's the built, not bought thing. Like, because those have been stripped and done my way. But like I don't know. They're all made with the same software, same dimensions, same blueprints.
Yeah, it did. Like, once I learned more about it, you know, it did make me really appreciate the ways that they used to make amps and guitars. Not all this like we did this reissue of that. You know, like a guy like Jack White. It's like if he's going to make these amps, he's going to think about things like, well, do I want, you know, a coating around the wire, or do I want to do a cloth wire?
Right.
You know, because he's the nerd who might research the differences.
Yeah.
You know, he seems like a guy who's like, well, if we're going to use this solder, we need to make sure it has this mixture of these elements.
Yeah.
Right. And I think that's what someone in the, you know, 50s, 60s did. Maybe it wasn't by choice. Maybe it was all they had, and those were just, maybe steel and wood were just better then.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Like, it feels like we could have migrated to carbon fiber at some point, but we just didn't on purpose.
But it's like, you know, guitars, instruments, those are supposed to be things that are handcrafted, take a little while to make, and we put a reasonable price on them, that we're making money for the handcraft nature of it. But why do we need a $15,000 guitar?
Right.
You know? And I don't know, Tone Shop, you were talking about them.
Yeah.
That's like one of the few great things here musically, is that's a real music shop.
Really good place. Man. They had like some Boss event today where they're like doing some giveaway, and I was like cutting it really close because they had like a 215 giveaway, and I was like, fuck, am I gonna make it? And like, I want to know if I'm gonna get this free shirt. But I made it.
But going back to quality, like they've been
Japanese.
Yeah, well, what? Oh, you were talking about Boss.
Yes.
I thought you meant Tone Shop. I was like, they're Japanese? I was like, I did not know that. Wow. This is making so much sense. No, but how long have they been in business now? Because they're a relatively new company.
Yeah.
You know, compared to like a Guitar Center.
Right.
But they have already built a reputation off of the same thing. Like, we care about music. The people in here actually play and love music.
Right.
And we can talk to you, we can be nerds about the stuff we enjoy.
Yeah.
And if I don't know about that, I'll go talk to whoever they know about that.
Yeah.
And I'll get them over here real quick.
And they know how to fill in the gaps. Like every employee knows something the other one doesn't.
Yeah, just music nerds.
Yeah.
Running a music shop.
Yeah.
I
hope Tone Shop sees this.
And now, but they have created a culture of local musicians who will go to that because of those things. Because you walk into a Guitar Center or what's the other one we have? Sam Ash.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, and is it gone now?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. And the reason they all failed is they lost that.
Yeah.
They lost that. I'd like to believe you can make a chain that still works, but I think you gotta be realistic.
Yeah.
You gotta go like the Buc-ee's route.
Right.
You know what I mean?
In and out.
You gotta really care.
Yeah.
And
Buc-ee's does care. They got a lot of crazy shit going on, but Buc-ee's fucking cares.
you ever, for fun, dude, you ever go to their website and
No.
and go to their website? First of all, look at their pay. Their pay for
Oh,
employees.
I've seen the flyers.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
For a unskilled position, essentially,
Right.
like something that didn't require a degree or something. You can go in and get a job. That's good pay.
I know.
And then there is a part on their website where they talk about why they don't franchise. And it just says point blank, like, if we franchise, we don't believe we could keep the quality that we wanted to. It would dip. It's been proven that with other companies, and we're never going to do it.
Respect it.
It's like,
Straightforward.
fuck, yes.
Yeah.
Give me 150 gas pumps. I'm all about it now. If that's the way to run the business.
Yeah. They do some crazy shit, though. There's a Buc-ee's in Tennessee one time, and they...
You're not going to make me hate Buc-ee's now, right?
No.
Okay.
It's just like, wow, that was thought out, wasn't it? But it was a new Buc-ee's, I think, and they had just finished construction on a new exit, which was like Buc-ee's Boulevard.
Yeah.
And that exit, there's no way out, no way back in, and that exit takes you right to the front door of Buc-ee's. And it took us from accidentally exiting at Buc-ee's to getting out of there an hour and 45 minutes.
Whoa.
To get in and out of Buc-ee's. And it was just locked, like...
So they need to
Parking lot
rework
traffic.
that one.
Yeah.
They need to rework that exit.
Yeah, come on, Buc-ee's.
Yeah. But I mean, like as much as you've been on the road, if I were going to go on tour now, I might plan my tour around some Buc-ee's stops.
Yeah.
Just for the toilets.
Oh,
if you're on a tour bus, you need to know where that Buc-ee's is.
All the Fishboy, every time we leave town, Buc-ee's is always...
Yeah. You ever
in
see the social
consideration.
media stuff where someone who's not from around here is like, I don't understand Buc-ee's. This seems fucking stupid.
Right.
Let me go check it out. And then by the time they leave, they're like, it's incredible. They got like
Yeah.
4 shirts. They're like, I understand it.
Crazy, yeah.
I've seen the light.
It's the only place where eating a sloppy barbecue sandwich at a gas pump is appropriate.
Dude, right? And you're not worried about what's going to happen to your stomach later?
No, fuck it. I wish Buc-ee's had sinks at the gas pumps. I feel like that would really help me out, at least.
Why do you need a sink at the gas pump?
Because
what are
I've
you doing at your gas pump?
made a total mess of myself, got barbecue sauce everywhere.
Oh, I was like, I think you're pumping gas wrong. Like you're just spraying it. I was like, for someone who said built not bought, like you're really bad at this gas pumping thing. That's on you, man. They got everything. You just need to keep some wet wipes in
I
there.
guess that's
okay?
true. I guess it's true. I just at least a water hose would be nice.
Well, dude, I was creeping on your social media. Are you recently engaged or married?
Recently married, yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
The engagement was rather quick?
It
From
was
engagement to marriage?
exactly a year.
Wow. Okay, so not quick.
Yeah.
It was just, I was looking at the way it was posted, and I was like, did they really just get engaged and then like a month later get married?
No,
Like,
yeah,
oh, okay.
I just pinned those to the top.
Nice.
But,
well, congratulations,
yeah,
man.
thank you.
That's a
That's
big deal.
Kirsten, front woman for Kranky.
Yeah.
So her name is Kirsten Panky, and Kranky is the band.
Nice. Well, do you feel like a new person now?
There's like a sense of newness. It's
weird,
nice.
right?
And we've like grew up together.
Yeah, I was reading about like little kids, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, it's nice. We went on a big long honeymoon, all across the United States.
Just all the Buc-ee's.
Yeah, every single Buc-ee's. But yeah, we are back in Dallas. It's tough to be back. Like we were at Zion, and
Yeah.
Yosemite, Sequoia.
That's tough, man.
I know, but we had such a good time.
Do you ever think about, like you go and you get that vacation drunk off beautiful scenery, right?
Yeah.
And then you start having those thoughts of like, this is how we were meant to live.
Yes.
But
It's
then
so embarrassing.
But then I think like if I lived like this for 1 month, all I would want to do is watch a movie.
Yeah. That's what is so crazy.
Like I'm not gonna actually want to do this. There's a reason we all build houses.
Yeah.
But do you get there and you're like, fuck, man, this the cosmos and like this is how it should be.
Yeah.
And, you know,
But you're also out there and you're like, damn, I'd like some chips right now.
right. And like, oh wait, if I had to eat, I'd have to go kill that thing over
Yeah.
there, and I'm not good at that.
We were out there for 3 weeks and we got in this funny rhythm because we were sleeping in the back of my car for a lot of it. Well, some of it. But we were on like a mountain, like the side of a mountain in Santa Fe, and we were on like this weird, just barren land in Utah for one part of it. And we had devised this rig with like a hook on the back window of my car with the iPad hanging from it, and we were just watching movies. And
Nice. I mean, dude, that's living, man.
Yeah.
You did it in the back of the car.
Mm-hmm.
Look at y'all, man.
Yeah.
That's what a great honeymoon story.
That was so fun.
Yeah, you'll remember that forever. It's weird getting married. You don't think it changes you, but then let's see. How long have you been married now? A month or two?
A month and a few days, month and
So
10 days.
it may not kick in yet, but for me, the weirdest thing was like all of a sudden, I did start kind of evaluating people. I don't know if it was consciously at first or not, but you do start looking at people like single and married because your priorities really do shift.
Yeah.
You know, now you're thinking of yourself as like not necessarily like who makes more money or anything, but just you do feel like a provider for this person.
Yeah, and
regardless of the money, of just like, well, I got it. We're building things, and I got to make sure these choices don't affect these people.
Right.
And now all of a sudden, you see your friends who either aren't in committed relationships or aren't married. You know. And you're like, you don't even fucking get it. You don't even get the pressure of like, I got a person depending on me. I can't do that anymore.
It is nice. Like there is a sense of teamwork that's crept in that I didn't expect. Like just from, you know, like the change in label.
Yeah.
I didn't expect for teamwork to just be kind of like an inherent thing I'm thinking about now.
Is she taking your name?
No.
Oh, okay.
We're staying David Forsyth, Kirsten Pankey, the way it's always been.
Well, my wife, I told her, I was like, look, I don't get hung up on it. This is all from like when you were my property and we needed to prove this stuff, right? So it's like, if you want to keep your name, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, and I want to do it. I was like, okay, great. And then we got married, and as soon as she started doing all the paperwork, she's like, fuck this. Like, I should have just kept my name. And it was just so much to just say like, yep, you're mine.
One of the reasons that I like ultimately she made that decision, but I used to sell cars. And there were a few times that I, you know, was selling a car to a woman who had come in that had taken her husband's last name. And because there was some kind of difference and the bank couldn't verify her identity, like we literally couldn't sell her car without her husband present. And it's like, whoa, that's not cool. That's weird.
You're like, it's not really because of that. It's like our policy. We think the man should be here.
Right. But
just kidding.
But like at the end of the day, it's not just because like there was some kind of like we had to have
there's a glitch or some bullshit.
a marriage certificate or some kind of
Well, you can imagine it on the other end too. Like she's not really married and she's coming to put this under this guy's credit or something and screw something. I don't know. Who knows? For side note, I can't picture you selling cars, man.
Yeah, I was slinging cars.
You don't seem sleazy.
Oh man.
Dude, talk about it. Did you do that before or after like line cook and waiting tables?
Right after is my first job after college.
Really?
Yeah, so I was selling cars in Denton.
Wow. Selling cars is unique, but selling them in Denton's got to be extra unique.
Yeah.
Because you got the old school Denton people who've been there forever who are like kind of country people, and then you got the Denton hippies, the college kids, and then you got like the new Denton money.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is ever present now.
Yeah. Weird. What kind of cars were you selling? Was it used dealership?
Yeah, used lot, big box.
Having that experience,
Yeah.
What do you think about somebody like me who's like, God, I hate fucking salesmen, car salesmen specifically?
I don't blame you. I've met some bad ones. I've met some really bad ones.
The best one we ever met, we bought my wife a Subaru, and she didn't know what she wanted.
Yeah.
We were buying her this Crosstrek.
That's first mistake.
What, the Crosstrek?
No. Just not knowing what you wanted. Because you walk in, that's
Yeah.
how you meet a sleazy sales rep.
Well, she literally didn't know what kind of, like she didn't, do I want an SUV? Do I want a sedan? I don't know. And I told her at the start, I was like, hey, they got this Crosstrek. I was like, this is kind of perfect for what you need right now.
I love those cars.
Yeah. And I was like, it's Subaru. They're reliable. Like there's not much to think about. Just fucking go.
Yeah.
And she trusted me, but she was like, she wanted to check out all that. So I was just going into dealerships. I was like, hey, she doesn't know if she wants this Honda Accord or this Honda Pilot, or if we're going to go to whatever. She doesn't know what she wants. So we're going to look. If you have time to let her test drive something, that's cool. But we don't want to do anything. I don't want to waste your time. If we wouldn't go on Saturdays because I was like, I don't want to mess you up here.
Yeah.
And the Subaru guy was like, no problem. What she's thinking about, and we were like the cross track. He goes, okay. He grabbed some keys. He drove it. He goes, I'm going to drive it for a little while, and then I'll flip it and let you drive it. I was like, okay. So he took us like on the highway down the service road. Then he popped it into a field. And he's like, I just want to let you know, like, they really can go a little bit off road, nothing crazy. But he stopped into the field, let her drive. He goes, go ahead and drive it out of the field. Hit the pothole. It's fine. Go ahead. And then we drove it back, and we get out, and he's like, all right, so you said you don't know what you want? She's like, yeah. He's like, cool. So this is me. I work here. Let me know. Yeah. And we left. And so it was like 6 months later, we called him up, told him, hey, it was us. We had a great test drive. We want this. I was like, she really wants a black one. And he was like, we don't have a black one. I was like, she's a little on the fence on this car. Like, if we don't do this,
you got to get the black one.
Probably, you know. And he goes, look, I got a really dark gray one. I'll run it through the car wash. We'll take this amount of money off, and we'll throw the floor mats in or whatever. And I was like, he's like, if you do it today, we'll do that. I was like, perfect. And I was like, thank you for skipping all this. Like, okay, let me talk to the manager.
Let me go get my guy.
You know, it's like, it's just a guy who knew how to play the game. It's like, we're not coming in here wanting $6,000 off this car.
Right.
But, you know, we're not going to pay full price for this, right? Yeah. And nobody does. And, like, can we just stop pretending like people pay full price that aren't suckers? Yeah. And that was the only time. Everything else was like, we went on a different test drive, and he's like, so, do you love it or do you love it? Ugh. I was like, oh, my God, fuck you. Man.
There's somebody
It's like, does it ever work? Does that ever work?
Yeah. No.
Like, do you say that to women at the bar?
Yeah,
like,
do you love me or do you love me?
Yeah, and it's like now too with social media, you see all the salesman influencers who put on workshops about, like, you know, never taking no and blah blah blah. It's like none. It's like the only way they make money is off this pyramid scheme they got you in. Right. They don't. I don't think they actually sell cars.
Yes, and so many sales reps are just people that have been sold to. Yeah. Like so whoever hired them is like, this is the best job you can find, so you better stay here.
What was your angle? How did you like to work?
I walk
chill. On the lot. I don't know what are you doing? You're just like, sup, dude.
I was exactly that. I was not the best, you know. I just wasn't like an attacker in that way. But I was effective because I'd be like, well, how many kids do you have? And like, that means you need a third row. Like, do you hate Dodge?
Oh, actually assessing the needs of the customer? Yeah. What are you doing? Did you actually sell cars, or were you like too nice about it that you sucked?
No, I was selling cars. I was carrying quota every month. Nice. But yeah, we'd have to. It was like a cross-functional store. So towards the end of me working there, when I was like, I got to find something else. Mm-hmm. I was in the back detailing cars.
Really?
Most of the time, detailing cars and buffing out scratches. But I was still a sales rep. But I was just.
Why did you not? Why did you move out of the sales stuff? Why did you not like it?
I'm still technically in the sales stuff.
I mean, selling cars.
That job was so physically demanding. There's one thing a lot of people don't realize, like moving cars in Texas heat in the summer. Because a lot of your job is like inventorying cars and making sure that they're presentable for customers. Getting in 10 hot cars within the course of an hour is so brutal. But I was also in Denton. I was in my college town, and I was in the process of moving to Dallas. Yeah.
What were some of the things you noticed moving from Denton to Dallas?
Oh, man.
Two very different cities.
Just the pace. Like the murderous pace of the highway, and like it's just brutal. And I don't know. I think like maybe 6 or 7 months in, I settled in and realized I wasn't stressed out driving anymore. And I was like, what part of myself did I lose? Like making sure I had enough XP points to not be stressed out in traffic.
I didn't. You know, I've been around here my whole life. I didn't know Dallas was so crazy with driving. Yeah. And I know now that I'm a very offensive driver.
Yeah, I am too.
Because I feel like, you know, if you're not moving past these people, you're going to get clipped. Yeah. You know, and now you see it, you're like, oh, that must be somebody like new in town, because they're driving courteous and slow.
Yes.
And they're trying to merge properly, and you're like, it's never going to work.
I know. It's not going to fucking work. I know.
But I feel so comfortable on these roads, and then you see people who've moved here and they're like, it's insanity. None of you know what you're doing. Yeah, they're like, you just got to know the system.
Right, you do. Then the system is crazy. This accident I got in, it was a minor accident, but it has shook my confidence so crazy.
How did you get hit? Or how did you hit something?
I did a U-turn and turned right
on the highway.
Right. But I went to turn right, and in my blind spot and above me was an off ramp off 75, kind of around Deep Ellum.
Yep.
And this dude just came out of nowhere
They all
and
just merged into each other.
Yes, and it sucked. But
So that's shaking your confidence now. That
a little bit. Like I'm
Yeah.
having to like, oh my gosh! All right, let's feel what it feels like to just goose it for a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm a
It's
little
probably
more
just
cautious.
the coming out of nowhere part. Like, did you see them before you felt the hit?
No idea.
So that's probably what got you
No
the
idea
most.
what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
I had a similar, not in a car, but you think like PTSD is like military veterans,
Right.
And you don't realize it's for a lot of more common events.
No, yeah.
And we lived in a condo over off Lovers and 75, and a storm rolled through,
Yeah.
and there was no like reported tornado, but I did some research where there's these, when a straight line wind gust comes through, it will do these little spin ups that are so brief that they won't register like that.
I've seen those.
And the only reason I think that's what it was is because it ripped our roof off, blew out the windows, and then there were these steel parking structures like you have at apartments.
Yeah.
And they weren't blown over, they were twisted.
Whoa.
So I was thinking, that's like a swirling wind. And so it was either just some really weird wind or it was one of those little small pop-ups.
Right.
It didn't seem like straight line because those, anyway, but ripped off the roof, blew out the windows, and then it rained for a few hours. So half of our condo was flooded out. And we got really lucky. The master bedroom, the master bathroom, and the kitchen were not damaged.
Okay.
So, we were like, okay, it'll take them a month or so to get the roof back on, and then we'll get it all fixed. No big deal. And we had a shady HOA for the condo. We don't really know what happened, but in our mind, we think they were probably stealing money, misappropriating funds, because it took them 9 months to put the roof on.
HOAs are so evil.
And
That's
we
so
were
crazy.
living under a tarp over that half of the condo for that long. This happened in January. We had just gotten engaged, and then that happened.
Yeah.
And my wife was finishing her master's, so she's like trying to go to school, plan a wedding. Half the roof's gone. Every time it rains, the tarps are leaking and flooding those areas again. It was horrendous,
Dude, nightmare.
And so we went through all that, but after that whole experience, because we were in the house when everything was ripping off, so we're like running down a hall into a closet, thinking this is a tornado.
Yeah.
This is it.
Right.
And even now, this was years ago. Even now, it's during storm season. It's like I've got like 3 weather apps. I'm like checking things, all this stuff. And for the first couple years, like when we had my son, it hit me hard because we had a newborn baby, and all of a sudden I'm thinking, this thing's going to collapse. This home we're in that's been here since the 50s, which
That's
is
scary
withstood-
shit.
and you're thinking like this thing's going to die. And it's because like I haven't like provided a proper tornado shelter for this family and all this
Right.
kind of stuff, And I realized like I'm going fucking like I am ridiculous with this right now.
Yeah, the next step is buying lumber and just start.
Dude, I was very close. And even to this day, like our next home will have like one of these steel safe. If we build a home, I'd like to build a home next.
Yeah.
And we're going to build that into the center of the home somewhere. And it'll just be
Safe
like
room.
our pantry, but that's our tornado spot.
That's-
Because there's still a little bit in there, but I didn't realize how much that rattled me.
Yeah.
And I was thinking like, fuck, I can't imagine what being shot at feels like if
Yeah.
I'm freaking out over this.
Oh, yeah.
So I can understand if you didn't see the car coming and it was just a pop and it hit you and messed you up. It's like
and now every time I get in a car, I'm like I don't.
Yeah.
The
it
instincts that I
happened
had,
once. It could happen again.
I know. Like I feel like I spent my whole life honing these instincts. So like, okay, I know exactly where my blind spots are, but yeah, it's weird. It does shake you.
Yeah, you'll get over it.
I'm
It'll
sure
work.
I will.
I didn't get over the storm thing yet, but you'll get over
Yeah,
it.
we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild, but that's just Dallas, dude. You're gonna get a couple dents.
Yeah,
I
I know.
know. All right.
It happens. It's all right.
It didn't total the car or anything, did it?
No, and it's
good,
running.
yeah.
It's running. It's in the parking lot.
Well, come on, man. It's all good. You just got to be more offensive. Like next time you see a ramp, you merge over.
Yeah.
Make them freak
Burn
out.
another donut. Why didn't you drift? You wouldn't have hit him.
Oh my gosh. So you're settled in Dallas though now? Y'all like living here?
Yeah. We're in Oak Cliff now in Elmwood.
Great area.
Yeah, it's nice. Definitely my favorite spot in Dallas I've lived so far.
That whole area over there. I don't know the little parts of Oak Cliff, but we were that was definitely on our list before we bought our East Dallas home. It was just this worked out great, but love the area over there, man.
That's so good.
It is one of the last neighborhoods that still has like a real identity over there.
Yeah.
And I don't even know exactly what that identity is, but you get over there and you just kind of feel it.
Yeah.
But then I read all this stuff about the apartments going up and people saying it's getting stripped away. So
It is. It's
I don't know.
like the same thing that's happening across from unnamed bar from earlier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like that's just that's happening in Oak Cliff as well. It's weird. Oak Cliff does have an identity though, and it feels like South Austin did like 5-6 years ago.
Do you think that there is a strong enough community group over there that they'll be able to hold some of that off and keep that identity?
I'm hoping so. I don't know.
You're going to have to get involved. You're a homeowner over there now, right?
Well, no.
You're a resident.
Yeah, I'm a resident over there. But, there's so much going on in our little neighborhood. We got, I'm going to do promo. Elmwood Block Party is happening. I forgot the date.
You don't know that? Look it up.
Yeah.
Y'all know that.
Check my Instagram.
What month is it?
It's in December. I think it's, it's December 6th.
Okay.
Yes, day before Pearl Harbor Day. That's how I remembered it. But yeah, Elmwood Block Party.
I would go to that, but we're filming a comedy special that night in Frisco.
Really?
But it's sold out, so y'all can't go. You go to the Oak Cliff thing instead. Yeah, we got this guy Michael Pasvar. He's a stand-up comic here. That's good. He's been on the show a bunch, but he's going to film I think an hour and put it out there. And
hours long.
That's their version of releasing an album.
Yeah.
You know? So it's like a big commitment for him.
Yeah, I love stand-up.
Yeah.
In my open mic days in Dallas.
You did open mics for stand-up?
Much. No, for music,
okay.
but I was in those rooms.
You're mixing it up with the comics too?
Yeah.
As a musician, have you ever seen comedy go well with the music?
Yes.
Yeah.
I saw Steady Eddie play with some bands at Balcony Club.
Okay.
And he did so well. Do you know him?
Yeah. Trevino?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know him personally, but I know him in the scene, yeah.
Yeah.
Balcony Club's another beast, though.
Yeah.
That's another one where
is.
they've curated their own audience over there.
They have. Some of the best, like highest highs I've had with music has been in that room.
Well, they've got those freaks where it's somebody who literally has been playing for 50 years.
Yeah.
You don't know who they are.
They're crazy.
They have a normal job, and they're coming out to blow off some steam and play some incredible music that I'll never be able to master.
Yes, and they're monsters too.
Yeah, dude.
And the crowd out there is like the open mics they would have was on Monday night, and it was it was always a packed house on a Monday night until bar closed, until 2:00, and the whole open mic lineup stayed the entire night.
Somebody's doing a singer-songwriter open mic there. Have you done that yet?
You know what I'm talking about? Ryan Berg is doing.
Yeah, what's the name of that though? I gotta look it up.
I don't know. Billy Law played it,
but I saw I thought have you done that yet?
Not yet, no.
Okay, then maybe I saw Billy. I know I've seen Garrett Owen on it.
Yeah, Garrett's awesome.
What was that guy's name? Ryan Berg.
Ryan Berg. Yeah.
Let me see what that is. I want to plug that because it looks great, and he's at the Balcony Club. So
yeah, Balcony Club's an amazing room.
He doesn't have it on there. Let me see. I know Garrett was on it, but
I think it's Ryan Berg.
One time we went there, and we'd been there before just for other things, but one time we went, and it was kind of crazy because these people, like you were talking about Dallas crowds, they kind of just ignore music.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a little bit of an older crowd there, probably like 40s, 50s, maybe even 60s.
Yeah.
And no phones.
Right.
They're drinking and they're dancing. They're only coming back to get a drink and going back and dancing. And
it's
you're just
so
like,
crazy.
Fuck, this is what music venues were like.
I know.
All the time.
It is a blast from the past.
You know,
and like the patio where everybody's smoking is crazy.
It's called Candlelit Songwriter Showcase.
Yeah.
Is that Ryan Berg? Yeah, Ryan Berg. Yeah, check it out. But it looks great. And that's like my neighborhood. I need to get over there to one.
Yeah, I need to hit him up because I used
That'd be
to
great
love
for
that
you.
room. I know.
Yeah. It's one of those spots like I kind of wish bigger musical things would happen there, but I kind of don't.
I know.
I kind of like right where it is, and they seem to be making plenty of money.
Yeah.
So maybe we don't mess with that.
I was there one night because there was a point where like famous people would kind of drop in.
Because aren't they known as they're known as a jazz club,
Jazz
right?
club, yeah.
So yeah,
And they're kind of renowned for that.
right.
But there was one time because there was a circuit of comedians that would do the open mic at what was that place? It was the bar attached to Buzz Brews. It was like an Irish bar.
Yeah, it's changed over a bunch.
Yeah.
You're talking about in Lakewood?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's changed in a couple different whatever that bar is. It's like the 2-story bar,
Yeah.
right off the side of the street, and it changes owners all the time.
Open mic used to be there, and then we would sign up via text at Balcony Club open mic, drive over to Balcony Club, and one time when I had got there, the bar staff was like, MGK and Megan Fox were just here.
What?
Yes.
At Balcony Club?
Yes.
That's crazy.
I know.
Huh. I mean, that's cool, but you do wonder, like, why the hell did they want to go there?
I know.
I mean, that's cool. Like,
It's-
hey, visit the spots.
It's weird stuff like that. Like Doechii was at Lady Love.
I don't know what I would do if I saw those two at Balcony Club.
I'd probably sprint the other direction.
I'd probably think you were like people who were obsessed with them and were like getting surgery to look like them. I probably wouldn't think it was really you.
Right, yeah. It would take a while for it to actually sink in.
Yeah. But who do you think you would have the better conversation with? Machine Gun Kelly or Megan Fox?
I don't know. I feel like Megan Fox
Got to talk to one of them.
More like a real person, maybe. But Machine Gun Kelly would be like, "Oh, have you read about ancient like Anglo runes?" I'm like, "No."
And
dude,
you're like,
I've
"Have
not."
you?" No.
Yeah.
You know what? She was on the TV show New Girl for a little bit, so she's
Yeah.
got to be a little
Yeah.
got to be a little
Like
cool,
a normal person.
right? Hopefully, I
Yeah.
don't know. Hopefully, you weren't with that cast and you're also insufferable.
Right.
Oh my god!
But yeah, he's a weird one.
dude. Well, dude, I've taken up a bunch of time. I really appreciate it.
What time is it?
It's 5:20.
Holy shit.
Time
is
to
it
go,
2
man.
hours?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
And now that I'm a dad, I promised my kids some park time.
Yeah.
But dude, really excited to meet you. Like I don't know how you stayed under my radar for so long, because it's like the moment I saw the name, I was like, I feel like I've seen this name, but I don't know where. And I listened to the music. I was like, I like the music. And then I like saw the bio and I was like, oh my God, he's on all this stuff I already enjoy. I guess I'd just seen it here and there. But yeah, dude, keep doing what you're doing, because you're working with all the stuff I like. You know, even outside of your solo stuff. So what are the odds you have a full length album coming out anytime?
Pretty good.
Pretty good?
Yeah.
You don't have to plug it if you don't want to. I was just like I said, I feel like with some of the songs you've hit whatever it is that's making you.
Yeah.
And that made me think like, I wonder if you got a jolt of inspiration from that and is working on a bigger project for that.
I've got a whole set of new ones.
Hell yeah.
I've sent them to Josh and Pedigo just as demos right now. But yeah, hopefully in January we start getting to it and recording it.
That soon?
Yeah.
Dude, all right. Well, when it comes out, I'll give it a listen and come on back.
I'll let you know.
Anything else you want to plug?
Deep Ellen Block Party at All Good Cafe. Also Elmwood Block Party in Elmwood.
Okay.
Don't know why there's so many block
Just
parties
fucking
right now.
partying,
I know. What else really? I think that's all I got at the moment. Hold on.
Yeah, take a look.
I think I'd written something down. I'm going to record guitar with the Turks tomorrow in Fort Worth.
Nice.
Not really a plug.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't go to that one.
Yeah. No, that's really it.
Well, dude, best of luck with all of it. Get back in here as soon as the album's out, and we'll do what we can with it.
Thank you, my friend.
Appreciate it.
The I'm a Fan of podcast, music, comedy, and more.